Here we go. I tell you what, I was not off base. I can't remember what everyone else said in the room, but I certainly was not off base on that whole Heidi Klum and daughter deal, man. There's just a big old groundswell of people that are like, ooh, that's creepy. Do you remember, Fester, what your position was yesterday? Can you think that far back by any chance?
I thought it was absolutely fine and actually kind of hot.
Oh, God. Of course you. Froggy, do you remember what you say about the Heidi Klum and the daughter deal from yesterday?
She said her daughter has a better body than her.
Well, Heidi Klum is like 50 years old now.
Well, she still has a great body, but her daughter is on another level.
Heidi Klum, come on back to my room.
And then I wondered if those are fake or not. Because they sort of look perfect.
Yeah, that didn't sound too creepy on the 18-year-old daughter.
What? She's
what,
18.
What are you suggesting? The 18-year-old daughter already had some enhancement?
She's putting herself out there, and first of all, they both look fantastic.
Heidi's 49, by the way.
Oh, Roxanne speaks. I thought maybe your tongue was cut off like
No,
in Game of Thrones. I'll take your tongue for that.
No, I was Googling her age. She's 49. And my opinion on it was that I wasn't offended by it. I mean, that's what they do in the modeling industry.
That's what they do.
Yes.
Daughter and mommy are frolicking together like they're in some kind of a Skinamax softcore porn thing in lingerie, and they're kissing each other. They're hanging all over each other. I'm sorry.
It's a little more artsy in the fashion world.
Oh, a little more artsy.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
Such a square, man.
That's a little more Pornhubby. Okay.
Hold on. I've for research purposes only, have seen that site, and it was nothing like that.
Whatever.
Nothing.
Anyway, I saw a whole barrage of continued commentary on the Heidi Klum deal. Of course, is she still a supermodel? I think she's, former supermodel? And
I don't know. I think once you get that status, you should just be able to ride it out.
she's in great shape, though. I mean, for 49 years old, Heidi Klum is in fantastic shape.
I think she's probably in great shape for any age.
Oh, yeah.
The echelon of supermodel is like a president.
I want to see what she looks like when she's like 80.
Listen, she'll look better than any other 80-year-old out there. Yeah, it's
She's won that game.
Listen, if
She's
Jimmy
good.
Carter walks in, you still call him Mr. President. Heidi Klum walks in, you still call her supermodel.
For those that don't know, we talked about this yesterday. We even put links up on our website. So for the early crowd that did not hear this yesterday, mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. And if you click on the stories that we mentioned on the MJ Morning Show, you click in there, you'll see the links to the Heidi Klum deal. And it's some kind of this Italian lingerie line. It's like, intimate in Italian. What was it? Intimiso.
Intimate, yeah.
You have no idea.
Are you making that word up?
Intimate, yeah. I remember it had an extra syllable.
If there was an Italian person with us, MJ, who spoke the language very poorly and had a stutter, that would be Roxanne right now.
All right, here's New York Post from yesterday. This is after we spoke of this. All right, listen to this. Heidi Klum and her newly 18-year-old daughter, Lenny, are facing backlash for appearing together in a lingerie ad. The former Victoria's Secret angel and her model daughter stripped to their skivvies for the Italian intimate wear brand Intimisi. Oh, hang on. Intimisi.
See?
No.
Boy, both of you
Hang
guys
on,
have
let-
Italian
hang on a
stutters.
minute. Let me get the word out.
You can't.
It is Intimissimi.
I told you there was like an extra syllable in
Yeah,
there.
it's Intimissimi. That's like Mississippi.
Yeah, it's the Italian Mississippi of the lingerie industry, yes.
And many are saying that it's disturbing, like me. A story of self-confidence, joy of life, and love between mother and daughter. That's the caption for the video, as they're like frolicking around in lingerie and bras and panties, and it looks kind of softcore porn-like.
You are doing exactly what they want you to be doing right now. You know that? Because you're not the customer for this.
Because,
you're not the customer.
Yeah, because tons of people right now are going to buy the Intimissimi bra and panty set or whatever the hell it is.
Tons, maybe not. But the few percentage of people that they're looking for to be their customers are going to look at it, say, oh, that's really awesome stuff.
The caption says, like mother and daughter, every woman has a special place in her heart for her favorite lingerie. like mother and daughter.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
It's all weird. That's what I'm saying. The way they're presenting it, the verbiage, the little taglines, slug lines, whatever you want to call it. It is weird. Like mother and daughter. Every woman has a special place in her heart for her favorite lingerie. And it's just, it's icky.
Well, sounds like you had the right hot take on that, MJ.
Or he agrees with a bunch of old men who work at the New York Post. I mean, I don't know. I think
it's not just, I'm just giving you one example. There
Okay.
are many. And listen, I don't mind seeing a hot woman in lingerie. You know, Heidi Klum by herself, daughter by herself, but both of them together all rubbing up on each other during the video. It's just,
Oh, come on. You're such a square, man. It's cool.
Yeah, man. What is this, 1974?
Don't be
You're
so
such a
unhip.
square,
That's
man.
how you're coming off. That's how you're coming off a little bit. Listen,
For real.
What I want to see is the photo shoot between Heidi, her daughter, and Heidi's mother. Let's get like the 70-year-old Klum, the matriarch of the family.
Octogenarian.
Let's get her out there. See what
Yeah,
that-
from what, some German nursing home? Where the hell's she from? Is she German?
I think
Heidi
so.
Klum?
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, let's go to Stuttgart and get Heidi Klum's mother out of a nursing home. She's 94 years old. How do you say, I've fallen and I can't get up in German?
All right, hold on.
How do you bring up the Google talking translator? No, I'm serious. Bring up the
I'm
Google.
pulling up Google Translate right now.
Bring up the Google talking
Google
translator. I'm not kidding around here.
Talking Translator.
Yeah, go ahead. And then now, go ahead and type English, and then you want to go to no. English is right.
Right.
English is right.
Okay.
Right, dude.
Hold on.
All right, let me just do
You
this.
do it.
All right,
Listen,
so,
you obviously spend much more time on Google English Translator than I do.
all right, so now we got to find German on here.
It's into G's.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'm just going to type it in.
German.
Sir, German.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Now this is what I need you to do, Fester. I need you to type in, I've fallen. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Fallen and I
Can't get up.
get
Okay. Now you don't touch it. You got it? Okay.
Yes.
Here we go. All right. Oh, put exclamation point in there.
Okay. Does
Let's-
that change the inflection?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. All right. So you got it. All right. Now leave that alone. Now I hit the little talking deal here.
Ich bin hingefallen und kann nicht aufstehen.
There we go.
Okay, that's Heidi's mom.
Yeah, it is. That's Heidi's mom in the nursing home in Munich or
I've
Stuttgart.
fallen and I can't get up. Ich bin hingefallen und kann nicht aufstehen.
Oh, she doesn't sound good.
That sounds like a.
She sounds like she's
on
on a
pills?
she's on a deathbed.
Yeah, I would think somebody who actually speaks fluent German would speak a little faster.
Or
than
she's
that.
all pilled up.
Ich bin hingefallen und kann nicht aufstehen.
You sound like you've fallen.
There you go.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Wait, the English
Whoa,
one.
that one's really bad too.
The
She's on
English
drugs,
one.
too.
It's like they're on Percocet.
All right, so maybe deliberately they have to make them sound like they're all hopped up on something.
They're on oxys. Why does it sound that way?
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, that's normal. Now. Wait a minute. That's normal.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh,
drugged.
Because you're drugged. Bill Cosby roofied you. That's what that is.
Here, have this drink.
Oh my God. All right, just getting rolling, folks. It's a busy Thursday here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, there was a mystery story. We didn't get to it. It got all caught up, I believe, in the hurricane coverage. And there was a story that we just didn't get to, but it was very odd. And it's a strip club, a fire truck, a woman in a bikini. This is a weird story. I just want to see if there's any kind of follow-up to this deal. All right, hang on. We'll get to that and a whole lot more next. Back in a second. MJ Morning Show on Q105. No doubt. Who's Gwen Stefani married to? Is she married to the guy from The Voice? Is that the...
Yeah,
Blake
but-
Shelton.
Yeah, the guy that's leaving The Voice, the country dude, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
they got married a couple of years ago.
So does Blake Shelton still, like, go on tour with The Voice? Is he able to... Or does that voice thing consume all of his time?
Well, no, he just retired from it, right?
Well, this is going to be his last season.
Yeah.
We had the story in our little...
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
He's got to go on his tour, the Blake Shelton tour.
And, man, he's got a deep voice, doesn't he? No,
Does he? I don't know.
No. Who's the guy?
That's Trace Adkins.
Oh, that's who.
That's right.
And
I'm drunk.
now, aren't a whole bunch of country folks in some kind of a series on Fox now? I've never seen it, but I think I've seen a promo for it.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, there's some kind of a drama series, which I think is on Fox, and it has a whole bunch of like country music stars in this
I think
fictional series.
it's a show called Monarch.
Is Trace Adkins
And,
in it?
I think it's the guy with the really deep voice,
Trace Adkins is in it.
right?
All right.
Johnny Cash is
And
not in
Reba McEntire.
it. Is she? I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know.
Yeah, beer, Reba.
All right, Trace, you gotta
What?
shut up.
Sorry.
I mean,
Loretta Lynn is in it.
Yep, she's in it. She's
is Willie Nelson in
I
it?
don't know.
Willie's in
Kenny
it.
Rogers is definitely in it.
No, it's called
Kenny's dead.
Fester
Rob.
just brought up.
Rude.
I think it's just Trace Adkins is in it.
No, I think there were some other country folks, and I saw
What,
them.
Miranda Lambert? Who?
I've never seen the show. I just know there's a guy that talks like this.
All right, that's Trace Adkins.
That's right.
Right. And
And-
then he said, "This weekend at Raymond James Stadium, it's Monster Jam."
His voice-
Executive producer Conrad Twitty. What's his name?
Conway Twitty?
Conway Twitty. Yes,
Conrad Twitty.
Conrad Twitty. That's his brother.
Hey, before I get to this mystery story and a follow-up, I want to just recognize some dangerous driving on behalf of Froggy this morning.
What?
Froggy, did you notice
Oh,
that
God, dude.
You noticed that I pulled alongside of you on the Howard Franklin Bridge this morning?
No. How would I? It's dark.
Yeah, he's trying to drive in a straight line, relatively straight.
Yeah, I'll tell you why you didn't notice, because you were on your damn cell phone.
I was?
Yes.
Well, here's the problem.
I pulled right next to your pickup. I know your brand. I know your license plate number.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, hold on. What do you mean it's creepy?
Dude, I don't know anybody. I don't even know my license plate number.
yeah, I
He
know.
knows a Margaritaville probably plate I have that
Listen,
I've had for 25 years.
I know it's Froggy. I pulled next to Froggy. I'm looking at you. I'm kind of on the. My
Why
eyes
don't
are
you pay attention to your driving? Talk about unsafe.
what are you talking about?
You're staring into my car like some creepazoid?
I just pulled next to you, and you're on your phone. What were you doing on your phone on the Howard Franklin Bridge at 5:41 this morning?
I was watching
Oh my!
the last match from AEW last night that I missed.
dude.
Sorry.
Dude, that audio bite is going to be used against you. Again, you know what?
I didn't crash.
Yeah,
you're
only
gonna
in an accident.
you're gonna run into somebody, and then whoever you run into, they're gonna hire Kemp Rouge and Green, your car accident team. So we're gonna have one of our sponsors here on the MJ Morning Show representing the plaintiff, and you would be the defendant.
That's funny. The last time you saw me, I was watching Ric Flair's last match.
My God, dude. I look over and Froggy is on his phone on the Howard Franklin Bridge. You got the construction crews building the new bridge. They're off on the shoulder on the right
I
side.
forgot to move last second for those guys, too.
Okay, so
Oh my. Dude, that is a ticket. Plus there was a police officer doing traffic control over there. And if you don't move over, that's a ticket. You've got to. Now, what's the law? You have to slow down to 20 miles below the speed limit when you pass an emergency vehicle, a police, fire, rescue, even I believe road rangers, tow trucks. If you're in the right lane or if they're in the left lane and they're on the shoulder, or let's say they're in an actual lane, if you're in the adjacent lane, you have to slow down to 20 miles below the speed limit, or the best thing to do, and I always do this, is move over a lane. Get out of the way. And the people that I see just fly by vehicles of emergency nature or tow trucks, people just flying by at highway speed right next to them. I don't get it. Move the hell over. That's the easiest thing to do. All right, so Froggy, again, I'm just calling you out, man, because
God, what a rat.
I mean,
I'm
Tattletale.
I'm not
bro.
I noticed that you were on your phone again on the bridge while you were driving.
it's a little ratty.
I tried to look in your car, but your tint was illegally tinted too dark.
Yeah,
And you zipped by.
Let's get a
whoa,
tintometer here.
Yeah.
whoa, wait a sec.
Too dark.
We have no tint.
Yeah,
So you
right.
have no idea what you're talking
Your back
about.
windows are tinted up good.
The back
windows and the front windows are different.
the back windows are whatever the factory tint is. So we just have the climate package.
And you had a tail light out.
I did have a tail light.
Yeah,
You do now.
Driving like that. You will in about 10
dude,
minutes.
dude,
As soon as I
you
find my bat.
You're blowing out erroneous information.
How crazy would it be if Froggy got served papers by Kemp Rouge and Green
Your car accident team.
for evidence in a traffic lawsuit?
For what? What did I do?
While MJ's doing their commercial. Like they come in and subpoena.
Wow, that would be
We
crazy.
have documents for Mr. Froggy from Kemp Rouge and Green. I'm just like, this place is
I
crazy.
love when people get served on the air. It's always so real.
Dude, I'm just pointing out that you were driving again unsafely, and I don't need to see you on your phone.
All right, Karen. Thank you.
Oh, now I'm Karen, because I'm pointing out that this morning you're on 275 South, you're on the Howard Franklin, and you're on your phone.
And you're pointing it out again.
I look over.
I already have parents to yell at me for that. I don't need you.
Your parents still yell at you?
Of course.
I think all Froggy's father does is yell at him.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's like a culmination of decades of disappointment in every conversation.
How about you button your shirt before I vomit? Your boobs hanging out.
Listen, first
the
of
bottom
all-
one. You have two unbuttoned. It's disgusting.
All right, first of all, you're right.
Dude, you're all disheveled.
What? These button shirts, as you move, they unbutton.
No, they don't.
do.
There was an item. There was
I've
a
never
story.
had that happen.
There was a story that I saw, and it kind of got lost up, in the coverage of, the hurricane and the aftermath. And I had it in my pile here. I just never got around to it, and I was kind of intrigued by this story. And it sort of caused a little bit of a rift over in California. And I'm just curious as to what the heck could it be. And I just looked up the story, and the headline says, "Probe continues into video showing woman enter strip club after getting off San Jose, California fire truck." There was a woman in a bikini that was inside a real fire truck. The fire truck is curbside, and right next to the fire truck, the building is a strip club. And a woman in a bikini gets out of the fire truck and just walks right into the strip club, and it was caught on video.
I would be more surprised to see her walking out of the firehouse, because then she was probably like on that pole in the firehouse.
Oh, she was doing pole maneuvers. I don't think many firehouses have that pole anymore.
I think obviously she was giving the boys a private show, right?
Oh, in fact, wait a sec.
Mhm.
In fact, I thought I remember seeing items in the news that a lot of fire departments, they closed down the pole because of like liability issues, and they didn't want him to get hurt. I mean, what are you kidding? Hold on. They're running into burning buildings with roofs collapsing, and you're worried about them sliding down a pole in an old firehouse scenario?
How
Come on.
many just twist an ankle before they go to an emergency before you realize, let's take the pole
Well,
down.
they still have poles in like every kids' activity, like museums, kids' museums and stuff. So the kids can get hurt in the pole, but the grown men can't.
Listen to this. This is the updated story just a couple of days ago. Many people on social media are coming to the defense of a fire crew tied to a controversial video that's gone viral and sparked an investigation by the San Jose Fire Department. A spokesman for the city on Monday said the investigation into the video is still in its initial stages. The video, which has garnered tens of thousands of views on social media, shows a woman in a bikini getting out of the cab of a San Jose Fire Department truck and walking into the Pink Poodle Gentlemen's Club. It's the Pink
All right.
Poodle.
Maybe it was a co-calendar shoot. Like it was a fireman. They were doing their calendar shoot and she was doing hers with them.
Like a cross promotion?
Yes.
The women of stripping and then the fire department?
There's no context here. I mean, you don't see the fire truck pull up to the scene and then just kind of drop her off.
But she's got that tall, thin, like beanpole stripper body is what she look. I'm looking at the video right here.
Yeah, it's called drugs.
It's called meth.
I mean,
All right,
it's called daddy issues.
What reason would that woman in a bikini be getting out of a fire truck for right in front of the Pink Poodle strip club?
Were they rendering aid? Did
Yeah,
she
maybe.
ask to talk to one of the firemen about
Yes.
something she saw?
Maybe she was having palpitations.
Hey, can I talk to you about something? I want to tell you some information. I can't tell you right here. Okay, come out to the truck and tell me what you need to share.
She twisted an ankle.
There's no context in this.
She's getting out of the fire truck, so the investigation is still in its initial stages, and I was hoping that there was some kind of an explanation because, man, I'm curious as hell. What is going on here? All right, just getting rolling here, folks, and you're in luck because one of my favorite things of the day happens next, and that is the early idiots. We call it the morons in the news, and there's a mighty tasty pile today. Hang on. A couple of great sponsors here. This music can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the early edition of Morons in the News. All right. You know what I heard? There's supposed to be a spinoff in the works now. You know,
Top Gun?
Yeah, a Top Gun 2 Maverick spinoff. And who's the decent-looking, co-star of the movie? You know what I'm talking about? I forgot. Did he host Saturday Night Live?
Miles Teller.
Yeah. Did he host the season opener of SNL?
I didn't watch it.
I think he might have. And I thought I read that they're going to do a spinoff. And he's going to star in some Top Gun-ish kind of movie where I don't know if Tom Cruise is going to be in that one. I think Tom Cruise is going to be too busy, filming a movie in outer space. Or I guess that technically wouldn't be. The International Space Station, that's not like outer space. That's like...
That's space, though.
No, it's space, but, it's not that far. It's not like outer space.
That's what they were going to call it originally.
What?
The International, not that far out in space station.
Yeah, there you go.
You cut it back a little bit.
All right, so early morons in the news. This is kind of weird. This is out of Fort Worth, Texas. Some dude is just showing up in a neighborhood in the middle of the night, and he's just cutting trees.
What? Like a tree company? Like a hedger?
No, they're calling the guy Edward Scissorhands. I'm not making this up. No.
Is he giving people better views?
I'm not making this up.
Did you do a good job?
Fort Worth, Texas. A Fort Worth neighborhood wants answers after a man has been observed sneaking around late at night trimming trees. They're calling him Edward Scissorhands.
Partisan career.
Dude, what are you doing over there?
Well, hold on. I don't know that your computer is up, and I found the news report from San Antonio 5 about the Tate, Texas neighborhood Edward Scissorhands.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I know, okay.
Why don't you ask me before you start playing
Hey,
crap
is your
over
internet
there?
up?
Dude, we
do things at the same time.
Right, we were just playing the Google noise a little while ago, so that's why the computer noise was up over here.
Fester,
So are you going to harp on this all day? It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
So listen to this. This Edward Scissorhands guy has the whole neighborhood baffled. This guy says, I was talking to my wife, Emily, and I was like, hey, we had a storm last night. And she was like, oh, no, that's Edward Scissorhands. And I was like, what? People in the neighborhood were talking about it, and it seems like there's just this dude that's going around to certain streets, and in the middle of the night, he's just trimming people's trees. All right, hang on a minute. This is the news report. Fester, don't touch the computer. I've got it. All right, so listen to this. Let me roll the audio. This is from some San Antonio TV station. It's happening in Fort Worth, but look, they're covering this all the way across the state. In Dallas-Fort Worth, listen.
Welcome back. A North Texas neighborhood says they've got their own personal Edward Scissorhands. Now, when neighbors started noticing several tree branches on the streets, their first thought was maybe a storm blew through overnight. But once they looked at their surveillance video, they saw the oddest thing.
He starts trimming the tree and admiring his work and kind of stepping back. We really just want him to stop doing this.
Neighbors say they're all liable for the trees in the association, so it could cost them some big money if he keeps trimming trees. They say they've even filed multiple police reports on him.
There's like Ring doorbell cameras are catching this guy in the street trimming trees that are along the curb area, and there are trees that have like sort of large branches where you can see the nubby stubbies where the guy cut the trees.
Maybe he's part beaver and he's going to build a dam with that.
Maybe.
Or
that's the response I was looking for. Maybe he's part beaver and he's going to build a dam with it.
Yes.
Sorry, everybody.
You know what? That could be one of the greatest responses you've ever had, Roxanne, on the MJ Morning Show.
How's the North Texas dam coming along, Beaver? I need more shrubbery from the subdivision.
I'm going to keep cutting these branches down until I have enough to build my dam.
It's just funny how he steps back and he admires
does.
his work.
He's looking back and maybe he's like an amateur arborist.
That could be.
And he steps back in one of the videos and he's like, wow, that looks pretty good. You know, it looks like I've got good balance on this tree, and yep, it's not too top heavy. It looks like I've brought the tree down a little bit. But the neighbors just want this guy to stop. Oh, and he also appears to be walking a dog without a leash. So it's got to be a dude in the neighborhood. I mean, you're telling me that you're telling me that nobody recognizes the guy. The guy is pretty clear on the video.
He's distinct looking.
I mean, somebody's got to be able to figure out who this dude is. But it's kind of weird and creepy. Middle of the night, the guy's just walking around trimming trees.
Is he using like an Ryobi trimmer or like?
No, just like a little hand tool.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a hand tool.
So it's quiet.
He's not doing limbs. He's just doing little thin branches.
But if you look at the video,
so
there
weird.
are some decent-sized branches that have been cut off.
Maybe it's a fetish of his, like something about cutting stuff. Gets him
Yeah.
turned on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's pleased with his work.
I mean, you got to be able to look at this video, and someone's going to recognize this guy. Oh, yeah, that's Jerry. That's Jerry from next door.
At least it's not an aggressive, like, hacking at the wood. You know, I mean, at least it's like, looks like he has some finesse. It's not, it doesn't look like a maniac.
I cannot tell a lie. I've been trimming the trees in the middle of the night.
He's the George Washington of North Texas.
Let's bring the morons. Let's bring them closer to home here, back to Florida. This is weird. 2 Florida men are facing attempted murder charges after they allegedly shot at each other's daughters during a road rage incident. What the hell? Happened Saturday night. We've got William Hale, 35, and Frank Allison, 43, were both arrested after what cops are saying was a cat and mouse high-speed chase on Highway 1 up in Nassau County. Nassau is like right above Jacksonville. Is that right? Right? Isn't that right near the
It's like in the corner pocket of the state.
yeah,
up there.
yeah, right? Nassau County.
Well,
sure.
you know what's funny? I guess I didn't read this very well. My reading comprehension is not so good.
Yeah, because you're worried about the beavers making making projects in
'cause
Texas.
I just glanced at this and I saw Nassau, so I was thinking New York, right?
Yeah, so it's not Nassau County,
it's-
New York.
No, it's
Right?
Nassau County here in Florida.
So you know that little zit that Florida has on its border with Georgia right at the end? Like if you follow the Florida-Georgia border.
Like I said, it's right
Yeah.
above Jacksonville.
Right.
That's Nassau County. So if you're on I-95 and you are heading into Georgia, it's right before you get into Georgia, that's Nassau County, right? What are you laughing at?
You've said your geographic description of where Nassau County is four times, each time a little differently. So it's north of Jacksonville.
Right.
So if you're going into Georgia, it's north of Jacksonville.
All right,
Okay, we know where it is.
Roxanne, no, it's not Nassau County, Long Island.
No, it's in Florida here.
Yeah, this is
And
Nassau here.
a truly Florida man story.
So 2 men began arguing with each other on the road while driving aggressively. They were brake checking each other. That's the worst. You know, when someone brake checks. I mean, don't ride somebody's butt, but still, that is dangerous at highway speeds for someone to like jam on their brakes to make you slam on your brakes.
Never good.
I don't know what people are thinking. Anyway, things got so tense, a witness told the Nassau County Sheriff's deputies that he knew that something bad was going to happen. They were both speeding and driving recklessly. This was northbound in Jacksonville and then into Nassau County on US 1. Brake checking, trying to cut each other off. According to Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper, they obviously didn't like the way the other one was driving. They were both acting like idiots. That's a quote from Bill Leeper, who's the Nassau County, Florida, not New York, sheriff. Leeper told the Law and Crime website that at some point during the encounter, Hale, who was driving a Dodge Ram, drove up alongside Allison's Nissan and began shouting at him to pull over. That's when the front passenger of the Nissan put her hand out the window and flipped the other vehicle off with her middle finger. Then Allison rolled his window down to shout at Hale something from the Dodge Ram and threw a plastic water bottle onto his car. The driver of the Nissan, Allison, then grabbed his Sig Sauer .45 caliber automatic handgun and fired one shot at the other truck before then flooring it and driving away at a high rate of speed. What are they doing? The bullet entered the right rear passenger door of Hale's Dodge Ram and struck his 5-year-old daughter in the leg.
Oh, my God.
What the? Why would you've got kids in the car. Why would you be involved in this kind of a road rage incident? This is insane. Then, after Hale realized that his daughter had been shot, he sped up to the Nissan and used his Glock 9mm semi-automatic handgun to begin firing at Allison's car. 3 of Hale's bullets struck Allison's vehicle, one hitting his 14-year-old in the back, causing a collapsed lung.
All right, this is ridiculous.
Oh, my God. What the hell?
So they both shot each other's daughters.
Yes.
It's like they're
awful.
using their daughters as shields or something, not intentionally. But
After the second child was shot, Hale and Allison spotted a Nassau County Sheriff's Office patrol car, pulled over, argued face-to-face until a deputy broke up the scuffle. Fire and rescue units took both the girls to local hospital where they were treated, non-life-threatening injuries. This could have been really bad. Allison and Hale were booked into the Nassau County Jail on charges of felony attempted murder. Officers concluded in each other's arrest reports that the act was imminently dangerous and demonstrated a depraved mind without regard for human life. Both guys are out on bail. But, oh my God, is this nuts or what?
Or is this the ultimate case of even Stevens?
All right, Fester, shut up.
I mean,
Don't even,
it's
dude,
horrific. Yes, it's awful.
Don't even try to justify.
No justification here.
Don't even try to justify road rage and shooting into each other's cars, hitting their respective daughters, a 5-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Absolutely
not
wrong.
justifying
Absolutely wrong. No question. Don't ever do it. But
I don't know. I don't want
this.
to just stop there. Just say there's no but. And,
But it is.
and in your case, there
it's
really
an
is.
example of.
There really
it's
is no
an example
but.
of. Yeah.
All right,
That's
look,
true.
I'm just shocked at this information.
Fester,
Yeah, I think I have that audio bite here somewhere.
Fester, you
Yeah.
disgust me.
I'm shocked at this information.
Yes.
I'm shocked that you guys don't see it as even Stevens.
I just wouldn't classify. Did you just hit something?
Yeah, you just smacked
we
the
have a countertop
table.
here. Yeah.
God, you have big paws.
Calm down, dude.
Me?
You know,
I'll
knock
go-
us off the air. Anyway, a very Florida-like, Florida man type story there. And listen, the moral of the story is you got a lot of people in their vehicles that are armed here in Florida. So, just heads up. Just don't call. It's not worth it. Having a road rage incident and then cutting somebody off and then trying to ram them, it just doesn't pay. Just stop it. Don't
And
do it.
Here's another thing. Don't do that with your kids in the car to show a bad example.
Well,
That's a good point.
Yeah, well,
Or get them shot.
That's a good point.
That's the obvious
good
answer,
point.
but
Good
like
point.
you got to be a good example for your kids.
You shouldn't do this if you're alone, and certainly if you got your chillins in the car, you don't do this. All right, I got to continue with chunk 2 of the morons in just a bit. We got so much to deal with today. Hey, I don't want you to be a financial stooge, okay? I want you to get a hold of my friends, Steve. 7:02 here on a Thursday, and I tell you what, this this takes some cojones, man. You know what D.A.R.E is, right? D-A-R-E, DARE.
Wasn't that like,
Drug.
when we were in high school, wasn't that like
Yeah.
the anti-drug program?
You know, you used to see like sometimes the police cars had like the DARE logo. DARE period, A period, R period, E period. DARE. And yes, D does stand for drug. So you have the first word in the acronym. So
Abuse.
yes. So DARE, drug abuse. What is the R?
Really?
No, it's not really.
Extensive.
Drug abuse really extensive. No. DARE is drug abuse resistance education.
Oh, I never would have gotten that.
Do they still do DARE? Is that still a thing?
I'm sure in some capacity it is.
Anyway, listen to this woman. This woman busted on drug charges, and her mugshot has her wearing a DARE shirt. And DARE, keeping your kids off drugs or whatever that is. Unbelievable. This lady has some serious ones. Her name is Michelle Ochoa. Michelle Ochoa. Isn't that like some character inside of like Breaking Bad or something? Anyway, this is a 35-year-old woman from Texas, was arrested. Cops pulled over a vehicle in which she was a passenger. She was questioned by the cops, and Ochoa openly stated, captured on body cam video, that she had warrants in a neighboring county. And, well, the cops did a little computer check. They've got SCMODs, you know, SCMODs, State, County, Municipal Offender Data Systems. So the computer check.
Like how you talk like the Blues Brothers when you say that.
Well, that's from the Blues Brothers.
Oh, really? Yeah. I refuse
the,
to watch it.
That's the SCMOD scene, man. That just before they go on the car chase, which ends up in the mall. Do you have a Miss Piggy? All right. So a computer check showed that, yeah, sure as hell, she had some outstanding warrants. Failure to appear in court on a narcotics possession charge, and a search of Ochoa's bag turned up Xanax. She had some Xanny bars right inside her bag. No prescription, of course. And then elsewhere in the vehicle, police found cocaine, a scale, several unused plastic baggies consistent with, well, the packaging and selling of narcotics.
She had the whole shop.
Oh, they had the whole thing going on in there. Another occupant of the vehicle reportedly told the cops that Ochoa had narcotics concealed on her person. However, a search of Ochoa found no contraband. I'm sure they called a female officer over to do a little bit of a check. And, well, the kicker is that she was wearing one of those DARE anti-drug T-shirts, keeping kids off drugs, as she was booked into the county jail. Her mugshot has the damn DARE T-shirt on.
So according to their website, DARE is still a big thing with younger students.
All right, well, there you have it.
DARE.org.
This is insane vandalism. This is crazy stuff. Just imagine, we got tons of new apartment units in downtown Tampa. I mean, downtown Tampa, the whole Water Street thing, high-rise living in the Tampa Bay area. You got a lot of stuff, along the beaches.
It's booming.
You have a lot of high-rise living in downtown St. Petersburg. But in Tampa, a lot of the high-rise living is really booming. A lot of stuff is being built. A lot of new units for rent, for sale. You've got, it's not totally high-rise, but the Midtown deal at 275 in Dale Mabry. Bunch of units there. Can you imagine if this happened to you? This occurred in San Francisco. A guy was arrested for vandalizing a 29-story apartment building. Why? He opened up fire hose valves.
Oh.
And just let the water run at a high pressure rate.
Ooh.
Flooded floor after floor after floor, water cascading down the stairways, flooding 29-story building. Wait a minute.
Holy cow.
The guy was also naked.
I mean,
so he's trying to take a shower.
No, he was trying to build a dam.
Like a beaver.
Like a beaver.
Like a beaver.
With twigs that he gets from the neighborhood.
All right, folks, you had to be listening to the last segment. This is nuts. San Francisco guy arrested, vandalizing 29-story apartment building, opened up the fire hose valves. Tenants had to evacuate. It was a massive flood. Firefighters were called to 100 Van Ness in San Francisco in the Civic Center neighborhood at 5:30 in the morning. Reports of a fire alarm. They found a naked guy next to a pipe that was gushing water.
Okay, I know you think I'm crazy, but that's exactly what he was trying to do. He was on drugs. He took his clothes off, and then he's like, I'm going to take a shower.
The suspect, identified as 46-year-old Michael Nine, was a resident of the high-rise building, so he wrecked his own building. Residents say that he opened up multiple valves, including one on the 11th floor, causing high-pressure floods to surge throughout the building. He was arrested on felony vandalism charges and resisting arrest. Yeah, pictures taken earlier this week show massive holes in the building's walls that were caused by the powerful floods. The water pressure, apparently, in some of these high-rise buildings, fire hose hookups for the fire departments to fight a fire inside, the pressure is like enormous.
Okay, now that leads me to another conclusion that maybe he has sciatica and he was trying to
What the hell are you saying? What are you? Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? Let me say,
Yes,
are you wearing a
D.A.R.E?
Are you wearing a D.A.R.E. t-shirt? Are you on drugs this morning?
No, you know, like the jets. You know when you get in a good jacuzzi and it like the jets get you in the back where you have like a sore muscle or something.
He
Maybe
obviously had sciatica issues.
Oh no.
He wanted like a heart. No, listen, none of that today. We're taking
Doug.
You're kind of bringing this one on yourself today, kid.
Yeah.
No, no more of that. I was actually thinking this morning that I could picture someone being like, Roxanne, I used to listen to your show and I really liked it until MJ kept playing that jingle over and over and over.
What jingle?
And Doug.
And Doug.
So I see a story from ABC Action News 7, and it says another.
There's no ABC Action News 7. It's just ABC 7.
Who cares?
Yeah, in San Francisco.
So apparently this is happening in San Francisco. And so it says the headline is another San Francisco high-rise flooded. This time, police say it was intentional.
Right, that's the story I'm talking about.
Right, but so I'm saying
but
it's
look at the
happened
video.
before.
Folks, there's like a foot of water cascading through the hallways of a 29-story building because this guy who's a tenant, opened up these. And, have you ever seen the water that sits in those standpipes or like the sprinkler systems?
They're rusted.
Mm-hmm.
It is nasty. Where did we have a sprinkler break at the old Gandhi building? I was somewhere and the water was coming out of a sprinkler. And it was the most nasty. The water was like rust red, and that water will sit in sprinkler systems in those pipes for years. And I think you're supposed to do maintenance and drain those every once in a while, whatever. But man, that water can be nasty. But this guy did, tens and if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Elevators became inoperable. So much, the water ruined the elevators in the building. 29-story building. Ruined walls, carpet. People had their apartments flooded because some naked whack job who happened to be a resident in the building opened up the fire hoses in the apartment building. Look at the water coming down. All right, bring up the audio. Go back. Just go back a little bit. All right, right there. Just play the audio here. All right, you got to hit the unmute.
And then I went outside and I saw like water puddles on the floor. So I just got my dog and, tried to figure out how to get out.
As the elevators stopped working, residents evacuated from another stairway. Once outside, finding out the flood was only impacting part of the 30-story building. Only residents from the 11th.
It's crazy.
What's crazy is that reporter doesn't have a lozenge on her or something. Yeah, what's crazy is this story.
That's a San Francisco major market reporter right there. Man, what a crazy story. People are nuts. And then the water was even coming out of the front doors in the lobby. So much thousands of gallons of water that it goes down 11 stories. And it's coming out of the lobby doors onto the street, ruining the elevators in the building.
That's how gravity works.
Yeah, thank you,
It's
Festus.
going to come out of the lobby.
Thanks for the physics lesson. I do appreciate it.
Unless, of course, you build a beaver dam on like the second floor. And hold it up.
Oh, man. All right. You got the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hey, you mentioned the emoji story.
I saw this late last night, and I was a little offended by it.
You're offended by the emoji story. All right.
That's my go-to emoji.
All right. There is an emoji cancellation apparently in effect. There are numerous emojis that millennials and Generation Z are canceling. I think it's primarily Generation Z. But there are, first of all, we got to have a discussion about emojis. All right, hold on. This is very, very important because I've got some very important things to say about emojis. All right, and that's next. Stand by. Right here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hang on. employee here, along with Froggy and Fester. Roxanne, you've been in here for years, but I'm not a big fan of this building. I'm not a big fan of these.
I didn't know that.
Come on, man. Are you going to complain about the building again?
I'm not a big fan of these studios, but there's a little bit of a panic down the hall that some of our other radio stations, they're like, we've got a natural gas leak in here. And there is an odor in the hall.
You kidding me? I'm out of here.
But I don't think we even have natural gas in this building.
Well, you know what? I'm a little bit paranoid. So anytime I go to my parents' house, I'll be like, do I smell gas? And then I'll call my brother, who's a fire chief, and he'll say, Roxanne, you can't smell the stuff that's, if it's a gas leak, you can't smell it.
No, you can smell a gas leak because they put natural gas inherently does not have an odor. But the natural gas companies, they put a sulfury egg-like scent in a smell. They put a chemical in the gas so you can smell gas. So natural gas itself, no odor. They do an additive to make natural gas have that natural gas smell.
Well, aren't you up on your gas knowledge?
Well, no, that's just common. That's not. Everyone knows that.
It's been a thing for a while.
Yeah. So no, gas has an odor. If you have gas in your house, there is an odor. I turn my stove on. I've got a natural gas stove. I've got Tico gas in my house. I turn on the stove, and you can smell when you light it up, and you get you get a little bit of a gas whiff, and that's the odor in the natural gas. All right, Fester, folks, hang on with us here. We got a little bit of breaking news here. Inside our building, there's like a panic. I'm not panicked because I don't think it's natural gas because I don't think we even have natural gas in this building.
Yeah, I don't feel that way either. I don't think this is a natural gas.
Are they calling the fire department?
I don't know.
They have those gas detectors. They have the natural gas detector, which, will test for parts per million and tell you if there's natural gas that is leaking. But there is, I think it's more of a sewery, and it's not that bad.
People are freaking out.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not freaking out about this. But
Either am I. I'm not freaking out at all, but... breaking news. Just kidding. All right, so...
that cartoon explosion really fooled everybody.
So I saw...
it was like, that's a World War II explosion from a newsreel. All right, go ahead.
Our traffic reporter was sprinting down the hallway. And he's like, do you smell it, man? Yeah. What's going on? And then the host from our Maxima station, our Spanish station, he's like,
ay, caramba!
He's like, hey, Chico, what the hell is that smell? And I'm like, Nandi, calm down. It's okay.
All right, guys. I'm telling you, there's not a natural gas leak. There are people freaking out right now during the commercial break. And what we just play, Jimmy Cliff, I can see clearly now. And we're out of the studio, and everyone's like in the hallway sniffing, and they're like on their cell phones. They're calling like the engineers. They're getting ready to call 911. We've got a gas leak. I'm like, guys, I don't even think there's natural gas in this building. You know what?
Why don't you whip out your carbon monoxide detector? And
that would not be detected, natural gas. How about Tim? Tim, our engineer. I think, let me see if...
Tim the Toolman will fix it.
Let me just deal with this thing first. All right, so where's Tim's number?
He is nervous about it.
Hang on a minute. Let me call Tim, our engineer, see if he's available to take the call here.
All right. I mean, he's the person we would want to talk to, right? I mean, it's not really an electrical issue or a equipment issue. It's just a rank smelling part of the building.
Yeah.
I don't even smell it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't notice it until I saw other people freaking out, and they're like,
okay,
can you smell it? I'm like,
yeah,
a little.
All right, so I'm telling you, everyone's freaking out, and I don't think we have natural gas in our building. And it just smells like it's like a sewery smell. It's not that pungent sulfur egg-like natural gas additive smell.
Mercaptan.
Is that the name of the chemical that they add to natural gas?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Now you're an expert.
Is not available.
Oh, I guess Tim's not available.
It's not 9 o'clock, so.
All right, so hold on a minute. Andrew's getting breaking news. Folks, hang on. We're going to get to the emoji situation. But first, I'm going to deal with the fact that I got half of the radio stations in our building. Everyone's freaking out. They're running up and down the hall like George Costanza in the fire scene with the clown. You know,
toilet overflow, maybe?
No.
All right, so Andrew, what are you hearing now?
Our engineering staff is telling me that the
property management believes it's coming from the creek.
What creek?
There's a creek right along here, right on the other side of the parking lot.
There's a creek in there?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a creek. I've seen the creek.
What, is there a dead body in the creek?
Hold on.
Dude, you want me to get on my phone and walk out there?
And sniff our creek?
Yeah.
No,
I stand by the creek and I look at the fish every day.
Hold on a minute. I didn't even know there was a creek.
Me neither.
It's more of a creek.
Yeah,
Hold
it's
on.
a creek. It's not a creek.
I've taken video of an alligator there before.
Yeah,
hold
there's
on.
gators.
Guys, we have a parking lot, and then there's like 100 yards of grass and trees. So where the hell's the creek?
In the trees
is the creek?
And then it kind of goes to the back of the building, and then it goes
Okay,
towards 4th
wait
Street.
a minute.
Yes.
There's been a car parked back there by the bank for a month. Has anybody noticed the white car back there? It hasn't moved.
Okay.
So what do you think? There's a dead body in the trunk?
No, I was just thinking about that today.
A dead body in a trunk in a car 300 yards away is not going to make our building stink.
How do you know? It's been there for a month.
So listen, I'm trying to calm everyone down. The folks,
I smell it now.
The folks from our country music station down the hall, they're freaking out.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, this is what it smells like down on the farm back at the holler."
No, they didn't say that. And I'm like,
it sounds like Conrad Twitty's rotten body.
Conway, damn it.
I'm trying to calm everyone down. It's like, guys, they're like, should we evacuate the building? Should we call 911? I'm like, it doesn't smell like a gas leak. And I'm like, I don't think we even have natural gas in this building. It could be the furnace. I'm like, I think the electricity. I think that the AC and the heating is electric.
Guys, I've smelled my old neighbor's dead body. You remember? He was in there for a couple weeks.
Oh, that's true.
It sort of smells like it.
It doesn't smell anything like
it. Let me move along here. That's the breaking news here on the MJ Morning Show is that
I'm going to envision the
All right,
firefighters
hold
coming out here to check this, and it's going to be like stinky food in the fridge.
So, MJ.
Yes.
I got 3 situations at the same time all going on at the house. One of which is you're freaking out the kids right now because you're telling them the building's going to explode.
Your kids?
Yeah, they're freaking out in the car. Second, my daughter put up a fight this morning because she didn't want to go to school. And the only thing that reeled her back in was you playing the Roxanne Wilder jingle. And she's running around the house and got into the car gleefully singing Roxanne Wilder. And
Listen, I love your daughter to pieces, but we're not playing that jingle to make her happy.
No, we're playing
and
it
irritate everybody else
repetitively enough to where it's sticking in people's heads and they can't get.
Okay, you need to stop.
Doug.
You need to stop. Seriously, I see what you're doing.
Hadley went
What am I doing? Fester says that his daughter, who's 11 now, loves the jingle based on...
And Doug.
What I'm saying is you're playing it enough to where people can't get it out of their heads.
And Doug.
You're branding me to annoy people, is what you're doing.
Well,
you're trying to
I'm trying to run you off.
Yeah, no, you're just trying to. You're trying to. You've gone from like, look. I was
this
irritated.
Is a conspiracy now. I'm trying to run you off the show.
I was irritated with the kooky Roxanne Wilder, whatever. To stupid. What is it? I erased it from my brain.
Hold on, I have a jingle for all of you guys. Hang on a minute.
What is it?
You're talking about this one? Hold on, this one.
Yes. See?
Come see the psycho side of Roxanne.
So stupid. I deleted that from my brain. And
hold on, how about Fester?
People say Fester is a large, rude man.
Accurate again.
I got one for Froggy.
Where is Froggy? Can you guess? In the John with IBS.
Wait a minute, maybe that's the smell in the hallway.
I mean, it's the most legitimate of medical conditions that the crew has.
Exactly.
It smells like and Doug. It smells like an old Easter basket.
Yeah, listen, we don't have a gas leak in the building, and I'm the voice of reason in this place. I'm like, everyone, calm down. It's not a natural gas leak. This thing's not going to blow up and shred this building and send it out onto 4th Street. All right,
MJ, people are having meltdowns.
I
here.
know.
It's
that's
nuts.
why I'm doing 5 minutes, 8
you
minutes.
You want
on
to go to
this.
the creek?
No creek.
No, I've got to deal with I was about to do the emoji story, and I got to deal with this crisis in the building all of a sudden.
That's the creek that the lawn guy saw me peeing in.
All right.
Why are you 100 yards off of the building into the woods into a creek peeing when we've got bathrooms here in the building?
I mean, he's already out there.
Because the bathroom was broken or something downstairs, and I had to go real bad.
Whatever.
All right, let me deal with the emoji deal now. and your favorite emoji might have been canceled, and you're not going to be able to use this past November 1st. No, I'm kidding. But the Generation Z crowd apparently has a list of emojis that are off limits, that you can't use them. So Generation Zers are saying that the popular thumbs up is rude and hostile. All right, what the hell is wrong with these damn snowflakes? What is Generation Z anyway? I know my kids are Gen Z. Can you give me the age range, please? I need the age range for Generation Z, and they're saying that the thumbs up emoji is rude and hostile, and they feel like they're being attacked when anyone uses it.
All right, so Generation Z is defined by the Google.
By the Googles.
From 1997 to 2012.
That's Generation Z. Let me write that down. 97
Let me write that down.
to 2012.
Let me put that in my book, yes.
So
I've gone straight eggplant with all my responses. That's the only one I use.
Yeah.
So your daughter, who just turned 11, she's just outside of Generation Z. Hadley, right?
No, she was born 10, 10, 11, so she's in.
Oh, she's in. Okay,
Yeah,
all
she's
right.
in.
Oh, you're right. I did the math wrong.
Yeah.
She's in it.
You know, I mean, if Gen Z, so they think that the thumbs up is passive aggressive?
They think it's rude and hostile. I never said, I didn't say anything about passive aggressive.
Hostile.
Well, hold on.
So what about if you just send him a butcher knife?
That's
what do they want to
hostile.
Like they want to stick the thumb somewhere?
All right, so MJ,
Why don't you just send him a head in a box like the movie Seven?
Roxanne's right, because Fox News Channel did a breaking news report on this very important
Get out of
piece
here. This was a Fox News alert?
Yes. Just coming into the news desk, we have breaking emoji
I don't
news.
think they say a case coming into the news
I
desk.
said just coming into the news
Oh,
desk.
okay.
Just got word in my ear.
Yes, my producer is telling me now that emoji news is breaking as we
All right,
speak.
so here's the deal. After a Reddit poster confessed to being not adult enough to be comfortable with the thumbs up emoji reaction, then others chimed in, and this caused a whole thread. It's taken on a life of its own now. For younger people, the thumbs up emoji is used to be really aggressive and rude, according to a 24-year-old Redditor on Reddit, the message site. It's rude if someone sends you a thumbs up. What are they talking about? How is that rude?
I got a text from someone who says, I'm Gen X, and I hate the thumbs up for the same reason. Saying that it's rude. But I think that that's like projection. Maybe when you send it, it's rude. But I'm sending a thumbs up to someone, and it's a good thing. It's like, okay, cool. Yes, we're on the same page.
Let's go to phones on this. I am not at all taken aback. I am not triggered. I'm not sent into a mental meltdown if I get a thumbs up. All right, 800-990-1047. We got to get a variety of ages on the phone. So if you are Generation Z, which is 1997 to 2012. Now, if you were born in 2012, you'd be 10 years old. So I'll take some 10-year-old calls. But if you were born in 1997, that makes you what? 23, 24, 24, 20.
24.
So, yeah, 24. That would make you, or 25.
23.
Yeah, simple math.
Whatever. All right.
MJ's better with big number math.
Yeah, I'm good with big numbers. Not the little stuff.
Yeah, it's 25.
25?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're triggered, if you're angered by the thumbs up emoji, we got to take calls on this. But there are also other emojis on the list that apparently Generation Z hates. I'm going to tell you right now, before I go to phones, and phones are all ringing here, let's get your calls in on the emoji deal. Do you get angry with the thumbs up? Do you use the thumbs up? Are you Generation Z, born in 1997 to 2012? And are you triggered and angered? Do you melt down, have a conniption? Do you find it hostile and rude if someone uses the thumbs up emoji or other emojis? Look at the age range. We already have a 22-year-old. We got a 13-year-old on hold here. Every line is ringing on this thing. All right, we'll go to phones here in a second. But let me just reveal something. I do not use emojis.
I noticed that about you.
Have you noticed? Have I ever, in any of our texts have I ever used an emoji?
Never.
What do you think? You're above emojis?
Oh, jeez. It has nothing to do. I just don't. I don't like that. If I'm texting, I'm just going to use words. I
have no problem with that. It's kind of exhausting when you go and you're like, oh, now I have to add an emoji to convey my emotions.
I'll tell you which one I hate. Now, it doesn't trigger me. I don't get angry, but I hate the shrug. You know, the person that's like, huh? All right, if you're watching MJ TV right now, if you're watching MJ TV, which is accessible from mjmorningshow.com, mjmorningshow.com, click on MJ TV, and you can watch us in the studio live on camera, all of us from 6 to 10 a.m., MJ TV Live, or you can watch the replay because it's all archived and you can watch any show later on. And on MJ TV right now, I'm doing the emoji kind of, and like the hands are up and the shoulders are you ask someone a question, and I'll ask a question of a grown adult friend of mine, and I'll get the shrugging emoji back.
I don't know.
Roll over here.
I don't know.
All right, let me go to phones. I'm going to grab the 13-year-old first.
Yeah, they probably are late to school, so get them first.
Yeah, Michael is in Tampa. Hey, Michael, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Morning.
All right, Michael, you're Generation Z. You're actually, kind of just inside Generation Z. Are you triggered by the thumbs up emoji?
No.
So the thumbs up emoji does not bother you at all?
No, but there are people who use it, like, kind of demeaning. They say, like, sarcastically, yeah, okay, buddy, and then the thumbs up. Like, it's supposed to be sarcastic, not hostile.
Okay, so sarcastic is what you... But do you use the thumbs up emoji, or is it not really in your repertoire?
No, using just parents.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks. Have a great day at school. Hey, Michael, where do you go to school?
Westlake Christian.
Westlake. Hey, have a great day, buddy. Thank you. All right, Ryan is in Bradenton. Ryan is 22 years old. Ryan, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Do you subscribe to the cancellation and the hostility that is enshrined surrounding the thumbs up emoji?
No.
See, this is all hype. This is
this is manufactured fake news. This is fake news.
I use it all day at work. You know, my boss will text me and he'll send me something and I'll send him a thumbs up back just to like say thanks, I got it, you know?
I think it means cool. Good.
All right, now, just out of curiosity, what is your race? Are you white?
Yeah.
All right, do you use the white thumbs up, or really it's kind of yellow? It's like Homer's. Yeah. It's like the Simpsons yellow. But also if you look at the emojis, there's like a black thumbs up. I think I've seen like what appears to be Asian. So do you use different races, or you use what is I guess earmarked for your race thumbs up emoji?
No, I just use that default like yellow orange.
Yeah, it's the Simpsons skin tone.
Base one. Yeah,
it's like
the one that I use.
It's like neutral. Homer. Yeah. All right, so it doesn't trigger you, and you use it.
Yep, doesn't trigger me at all.
All right, 22 years old. That means you were born in like what, 2000?
2000, yeah.
All right, yeah. You know what? We got a 13-year-old, we got a 22-year-old, and nobody's triggered here.
So, MJ, if you look at the thumbs, and I'm holding up all the options, it starts with Homer Simpson yellow.
Homer Simpson yellow.
But it goes from albino to very, very dark thumb. It has every grade color. It's like five options.
Of skin tone. All right, let me grab another 13-year-old. AJ's in Brandon. AJ, what do you say about Generation Z canceling what they call the hostile thumbs up emoji?
Honestly, I don't think it's that offensive, because whenever one of my friends texts me with that, I think they're just saying like they like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or they're just agreeing with me.
Wait a second. You just made me think of something, AJ. When you like a message in your text messages, isn't it a thumbs up?
Yeah,
yes,
it is.
It is. So it just means you like whatever's been said.
Listen, this was all created by old people.
Yeah,
I think the younger people are like, their thumbs up is a little pat. Okay, buddy, good job.
Something's amiss here because we're getting all these Generation Zs calling in and nobody. Now this is our second 13-year-old. Hey, buddy, have a great day at school, AJ. Thanks for phoning in. All right, here's Zach. Zach is a 21-year-old in St. Petersburg. Hey, Zach, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning, MJ.
All right, Zach, the thumbs up emoji. Are you triggered? Are you angry? Is it hostile? Should it be canceled?
Nah, I use it quite a lot, actually.
All right, this story's BS.
Yeah.
This whole story is absolute BS. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I use it a lot. Like, instead of saying good luck and stuff, I just give people a thumbs up, and that's it. I just give people thumbs up because I think it's easy just to type in thumbs up or use the emoji. I always have it on my hotbar, so it's easier for me just to use thumbs up. So.
There you go. I mean, it's call after call. That opens up a line. Let's go. I'm going to take a few more calls on this thing. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm asking Generation Z, or if you're older, if you're millennial or Gen X, and you want to, or hey, if you're a boomer, hey, phone on in.
Or if you know a Gen X who's told you not to send them thumbs up.
So far, no calls are offended by this deal. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. 800-990-1047. Here is Lily. Lily's in Clearwater. Lily is 13 years old as well. Lily, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi.
All right, Lily, are you offended? Do you find the thumbs up emoji rude?
No. I think it's like dumb if you think it's rude.
All right, so
Thank you.
Lily, at 13 years old, do you use the thumbs up emoji?
Yeah, like I use it when like I'm okay with something or like it's like good, like yeah.
Like really?
That's the normal use.
Okay, what wusses did they take to do this sample size for their sample size of this dumb study?
I don't even think it's a sample. I think it's just a made-up, manufactured BS story. Hey, Lily, where do you go to school?
Indian Rocks Christian School.
All right, Lily, thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show, and have a great day at school, okay?
Have a great day, too.
All right. I mean, we're getting, just the phones are loaded with Generation Z. Let me grab Preston. Preston's in Brandon. He's 17 years old. Brandon, do you find offense with the thumbs up emoji?
Hi, MJ. No, I do not.
We can't get one call. We can't.
This is backfired.
We can't get one call.
Who would find it offensive? It's outrageous.
Dude, there are multiple stories out there that Generation Z is canceling the hostile thumbs up emoji, and then they also want to ban 9 others. All right, so Preston, do you have any thoughts on the thumbs up emoji?
The way I see it is like I've had conversations with people where they'll use a thumbs up once they've gotten fed up just to kind of end the conversation. But like no one should care that much about an emoji.
I agree. I just don't use them. I just don't use emojis. From the article, this is a New York Post article. I've seen it in like 3 other places. It's super rude if someone just sends you a thumbs up. They added, I also had a weird time adjusting because my workplace is the same. Older workers appeared flummoxed by the reaction, noting they use thumbs up in work-related chats to signal I approve or I understand and will obey, blah, blah, blah. But I can't get any Generation Zer to call up and say that they're offended. All right, hang on. Let me grab Brant is in Lakeland, 16 years old. Hey, Brant, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
Go ahead, Brant. You're on.
I don't think it, it definitely don't offend me at all. Like, I work for my dad, and whenever he tells me to go to a certain job site or go to somewhere to pick up material for the job, I just give him the thumbs up saying, all right, I got it. Or when I text my friends, I'm like, hey, let's go hang out. And they give me the thumbs up, and I'll give them the thumbs up. Like, I don't offend me at all.
Yeah, it's an acknowledgement.
Yeah. All right. And then let me go back to phones here. And then I got the list of the other offensive emojis, and then we got to move on. But I think this is a non-story. Oh, wait a minute. We have one.
All right, so all the older people are starting to call in now, MJ.
Okay, so
we have one more person who's a teenager, and then everybody else is closer to AARP age.
All right, here's Michelle is in Paris. She's 52. All right, let me grab Michelle. Hi, Michelle. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, I'm a young 52, but no, I get it when, like, if I write somebody a message, they'll give me the thumbs up, just tell me that they understand because they're in a hurry. So it doesn't bother me one bit.
Not offended. All right, thank you.
No.
Let me grab Linda in Oldsmar. Linda, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi. I think that you must be being pranked because this is not a thing.
Well, no. I'm not being.
Gotcha.
I'm not being pranked. This is a published story. There are multiple places. If you do a Google search, one of the stories is from the New York Post, and this was on their website yesterday. I'm sure it's in the publication printed in the paper this morning. So I'm not being pranked. It's a real story. And again, from the beginning, I'm calling this out as BS. And all the phone calls I'm taking, it seems to support that we're correct, that this is BS.
I swear to God, if somebody called me out or was canceling me or something for a thumbs up, that's the quickest way for me to cancel them back.
There you
That's
go.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Linda, thank you so much, and thanks for buzzing in. Have a great day. All right. Hey, Andrew, I got to move on, but I'm going to grab whatever's on hold here. I'm going to just go through these real quick. All right, Sherry in Lake Alfred. Hey, Sherry, MJ Morning Show. Are you turned off by these emojis?
No, not at all. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. Somebody's got too much time on their hands to pick at things.
Yeah, you look at a story like this, and you're like, this is in the New York Post. It's been picked up by a lot of other places, and you're like, is this just someone just trying to create content? But remember, this was a discussion. This started a big thread on Reddit. All right, Sherry, thanks. But this is a non-story.
Maybe it's someone who hates Gen Zers is trying to portray them as wimps.
All right, Kim is in Clearwater. Kim, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Do you find the thumbs up emoji or any emoji hostile and offensive?
I can see where it can be used that way. I don't think that it should be canceled or anything. I'm like you. I don't really use emojis. But when I'm fighting with my husband, he loves to give me the thumbs up when he wants me to shut up.
Oh, so
and he doesn't want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, so we're hearing that now from several people, that the thumbs up is sort of like the period on the end of the sentence, or like kind of like the capper, like, okay, that's it.
In his case, it's like the middle finger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's his
Is there a
style.
middle finger emoji?
Oh, yeah.
Do they have that?
Yes, sir.
It's
All right.
nicer than the middle finger then.
The emoji's fault. It's the user, the person that's sending it. So, I don't think emojis need to be canceled over it. I think people just need to not be rude.
All right, Kim, thanks for the call. All right, two more. Then every line is continuing to ring here. Jessica, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, MJ, how are you?
We're well. All right, your thoughts on the whole emoji controversy?
I don't know why it triggers me, but my mother, every time she sends me the thumbs up, I want to break my phone. Every time. And it's stupid.
All right, so you are triggered.
Oh, my gosh,
But you
finally.
probably need counseling, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean that in like a, mother-daughter.
You're suggesting that our caller needs counseling?
No, I just said, Jessica, I love you. Not in a mean way. That's like the mother-daughter relationship is tough. I have two daughters.
No,
I have a mother.
I have a wonderful relationship with my mom, and I'll text her something, and something relatively important, and she sends a thumbs up, and I'm like, seriously? So it's just, I don't know why it triggers me, and it's just really stupid, but I don't think the emoji needs to go away.
All right, thank you, Jessica. All right, last call. Andrew, last call on this. Every line is, because I got to move on. Oh, he's giving me the thumbs up. Andrew just gave me the thumbs up, recognizing that I said last call on this. Mary in St. Pete, last word, and then we're moving on because I need the phones for something else. Mary, hi, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
I think it's absolutely rude to give the thumbs up because it means that person is not taking the time to answer you in a proper way. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, it's kind of like rushed and whatever, like, I don't have time for you.
What if they're driving, though, and they don't have time to type it out?
They shouldn't be on their phone.
Yeah,
That's
Roxanne.
right.
Hey, what do you
that's
think?
right.
Do you like the Roxanne jingle, by the way, Mary?
What is the Roxanne jingle? Let's
Oh,
see.
I'm glad you asked.
So good.
And Doug.
Yeah, I do love it.
Isn't that great? Look at that.
Yeah, that's Dig Dug, right?
Yeah, Dig Dug. Yeah.
It's a different Doug.
No. So Roxanne's 10-year fiance is Dig Dug. And with the whole, I don't know why it took so long for me to realize that there's the Limu Emu jingle.
And
Doug.
And that's why I commissioned the
Roxanne and Doug.
I don't know.
I absolutely love it.
I know, it's great, isn't it? Hey, listen, have a great day. All right, moving along. I'm putting in that the emoji thing, that's it. It's mostly a BS story. Oh, there are other emojis that they want to cancel.
I just read the list. It's a stupid list. But I went to my own emojis to see what I use the most. And I realized that I'm a really big tongue sticker outer emoji user. Like I'll do the winky face with the tongue sticking out, the wobbly eyes with the tongue sticking out, and then like the squinty eyes, like you're, yeah.
Oh, by the way, Fester just sent me a bunch of middle fingers.
Yeah, I wanted to show you and the variety of skin tones that they use, which is very appropriate on Apple's part.
Yeah, Fester just sent me a bunch of middle fingers.
Yeah.
All right, so the official list of emojis, and then we'll move on here. The list of emojis that Gen Z wants to cancel, number one's the thumbs up, then the red heart. They don't like the okay hand. They don't like the check mark. Oh, the poo emoji. The little swirly soft serve poo.
Yeah, I can do that.
They don't like that. They don't like the loud crying face. They don't like the monkey covering its eyes. They don't like clapping hands. Oh, I've seen that one. The hand clapping one. They don't like the lipstick mark. And then the grimacing face. But you know what's absent is that... It's the
two hands up.
It's the shrug.
I don't know.
That one's not on the list here. All right, I'm moving on. I think this emoji story is primarily garbage crap BS. I'm going to hit the dump button on the last 20 minutes. All right, no, I'm kidding. All right, so job interviews. Is this a bad sign? And I would love to take phone calls on this because everyone listening has had a job interview. And if this happens to you, yeah, I don't think it's good. And what is precipitating this is I saw one of these advice column stories, and the question was, my interview was scheduled for 45 minutes and ended much shorter than that. Good sign or bad sign? I followed up but haven't heard back from the company. It's been days since the interview. It's simple. If you're doing a job interview and it is cut short and they give you the Bob Barker shove, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, after that
they walk you right off the stage.
Yeah, the old Bob Barker shove. I don't know if Drew Carey. By the way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Drew Carey hasn't even remotely grown on me.
I haven't even seen him host one show.
Yeah, Drew Carey hosting The Price is Right. I'm sorry, Drew. I don't dislike you.
As an adult.
I just don't like you doing The Price is Right.
He's riding that out till it dies.
He does a fine job with The Price is Right.
I don't think so.
Talk about an easy gig.
I mean, seriously, what,
I just don't think he's good. I don't think he's anywhere near as smooth. It's almost like he doesn't know how things work.
You think you could do better?
Yes, I do. I think I could do better. Yes.
He's a completely different person than Bob Barker. He's going to do it his own way. It's okay.
But I don't like the way he does it.
You can't do it better than him.
The Bob Barker shove was when somebody lost. It was really obvious because Bob Barker used to give them a push off stage.
Thanks for playing.
So if you're at a job interview and they kind of give you the shove out, if you notice that they're just kind of cutting the interview short, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, they don't want to spend any more time with you, so they don't want to spend time working with you either.
My interview was scheduled for 45 minutes and it ended after just 20. Good sign or bad sign? You know what? If your job interview is noticeably cut short, I think that's a bad sign.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
I don't think you're getting the job. So I thought maybe we'd go to phones on this and ask our listeners, have you had a job interview where you're in there a couple of minutes and they show you the door? And did you get the job or you did not get the job? Or, you know what, let's just open the phones on this and just ask about job interviews in general. And have you had any really awkward, weird job interviews or things that went really bad in a job interview? Like whatever could go wrong, went wrong, just awkward. Were you thrown out early and you knew right then and there? And is that the right thing to do? And this is another question, if you're an interviewer, if you're interviewing candidates for a job and you get somebody in and they're just a lug nut, I mean, it's like there is no chance they're getting the job. Do you just appease the situation and just talk with them, or do you just cut your losses and just shove them out the door? Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hey, have a nice day. All right, let's go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So job interviews, have you had a job interview just abruptly end, cut short? What happened? What was the deal? Or listen, if you're in the position of interviewing people, what happens when you get just a dud? If you know right then and there is no way in hell, if they were the last available employee on earth, you're not hiring them. Do you cut things short and just throw them out?
But there's so many rules now around job interviews.
What kind of rules?
You can't ask a bunch of questions. You can't ask questions about, you can't ask terribly personal questions. Once you know this person's a dud, what do you do? But then if they dismiss me right away, I'm like coming back saying, you kicked, how many other fat people do you have working here? Oh, none? Oh, now it's a discrimination suit. There's so many rules around being an interview. It's tough.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let's grab calls. Tracy is up first in Tampa. Hey, Tracy, welcome.
Hey, good morning. I'm calling from a supervisor standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much if, we're not allowed to kick them out or, politely, shove them out the door like Bob Barker or anything. But the way I look at it is that you sell yourself during an interview. So we'll let them finish. If they were scheduled for, say, an hour interview and they're done in 15 minutes, I'm going to tell you, you're not getting the job because you didn't sell yourself. But if you take the full amount of time, or at least, 30 minutes, and sell yourself, then you have a very good chance of getting the job.
But don't you, as the interviewer, kind of guide the conversation? And what if they succinctly just sell themselves quickly and they don't want to belabor and repeat themselves? Can't they get it done quickly and it shows maybe efficiency?
Well, we ask questions at my job. We ask questions like 2 or 3 part questions. So it does take some time to answer them. And if you just give 3-word answers, then you're going to be done.
All right, if you interviewed me, knowing me, do you think that I would get the job or you'd throw me the hell out?
Well, you're not succinct.
No, Jay, you're awesome. I'd give you the job no matter what.
All right.
And what kind of work is it? What's the field?
Utilities.
Oh, would I be reading meters in the field?
Driving a truck?
A little of both.
Would I be climbing power poles?
No.
Okay.
Tracy, have you ever had an interview where you knew after 5 minutes that any more time spent with this person is going to be a waste of your life? And what do you do?
Yes. Just let them finish and thank them for their time. And
so you can't throw them out early?
No.
What? Is that policy?
Yes.
See, because they come back. Why'd you blow off my interview? Why'd you hire this person over me? That's a big thing.
All right, Tracy, thanks for the call. Thanks for the kind words as well. All right, phones are jammed here. Let me just give you the Rock the Cash Box word here. This hour's word is audio, A-U-D-I-O. This hour's word, audio, A-U-D-I-O. Text that nationwide to 45911 before 8:15. You got a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Good luck. Rock the cash box. Let's grab Scott in Riverview. Let's talk about the interview in Riverview. Hey, Scott, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? I love you guys.
Love you too, buddy. All right, so job interview cut short. Bad sign. What do you say?
Well, I set an appointment to get interviewed for a job for a construction installation position.
Right.
And they didn't want to talk any money on the phone. So I get to the appointment, and they gave me a 4-page application and then started talking about the pay structure, which was different than what was advertised in the ad.
All right, was the pay structure lower in person or higher in person versus the ad?
lower in person. They wanted me to become an employee and take deductions and everything out, and it was supposed to be like piecework. You know, you get paid so much a piece.
Yeah.
And so once the secretary started telling me this, they said, here's your application, fill that out. Somebody will be coming in to talk to you in a few minutes. I put my name on the top of the pad and threw the clipboard back on the other side of the table, and I said, well, I'm done. And like you, MJ, right. I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm qualified for. So I'm like, look, this interview's over. I don't even want the position.
So you terminate. You walked out. You told them to take the interview and shove it.
Yep.
And they called you back and they offered you the job at double the money, right?
No, actually, I called another guy and was looking for a position, and he goes, I don't have that position open. And I was like, well, all right, I got to get something. He called me back 3 days later, and he said, I mean, this was just me at the right place at the right time. He said, the guy doing that job committed suicide. You got the job.
Well, we got an opening.
And now I got the best job ever. No stress, no problem.
All right. Well,
I fly solo. I listen to you guys every morning.
That's the best part.
Scott, that's the best part of your gig. The best part of waking up is not the damn coffee in your cup. It's the MJ Morning Show. All right, Scott, have a great day. Thank you.
Employers should put that on a list of job perks if you're in the vehicle.
Yeah.
You get to listen to the MJ Morning Show from 6 to 10.
Hey, Lisa's in Pinellas Park. Hey, Lisa, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hello.
Yes, hi. I had an interview at a medical clinic probably like a year ago.
Yep.
And it was going really badly. Like, they did not like my answers or whatever. And then there was this awkward silence, that awkward silence. They're just looking at you, you're looking at them. And then they said, so let me ask you one other question. And I said, okay.
How long will it take for you to pack up your crap and get the hell out of here? All right, no, I'm sorry. All right, Lisa, go ahead.
It's cool. And then they said, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse?
What? They asked you, this is a job at a medical clinic, and they ask you, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse?
I always ask my interview subjects that question.
Yeah. He said, what would you do at a zombie apocalypse? And I said, I guess my sister is the one that watches Walking Dead. I said, but I will just I will go into my little, I don't know if I said dungeon on the bottom of the ground, and I would pack up all my tools that I have there, and I would forage food and all of that and make sure that I'm okay until it ends. And they started laughing. And then the temp agency called me on my way home and said, so they loved your zombie apocalypse answer, so you got the job.
Whoa! So wait a minute. The interview was going terribly. There was awkward silence. You're like, oh my God, I've blown this. And then you get the job on the zombie apocalypse question?
Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy. Are you still employed there?
No, I never really wanted the job anyway because I thought the job was just it wasn't up to par. But now I have a great job at work at Duke Energy, so it's great.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call, Lee. Oh, here's Ryan. Ryan's in LOL. Ryan, that's Land O'Lakes, by the way. Ryan, you're an interviewer.
Yes, I was, and I'm actually sitting in traffic now on the Veterans. It's a mess. But anyway, I was an interviewer, and the time slot we had, allotted for this was 45 minutes. This interview lasted all 5. I mean, I got this thing done pronto tanto.
Right.
So the job was it's insurance, right? It's client facing, so you got to be presentable, right?
Right.
And this guy showed up, and it was during COVID, right? So it was all over the WebEx there, and this dude shows up, and he's in his gym clothes. He's sweating and stuff. He's got his earbuds in. It looked like he just got back from LA Fitness.
Right.
And I told him, I was did you forget about our interview? What's happening here? He goes, no, I just, I went to the gym and figured, I'd be all right. I said, well, you do realize, this is a client-facing position, and, this is your first go-around. And I took the time to get dressed up for you, pal. So, I kind of would have expected you to be a little different. But, anyway, so I started the interview, and the guy didn't even read the job description. He was located in another part of the state. In this position, we wanted the person to be domiciled in Tampa.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not even going to move. I have no interest in moving. I thought this was a remote job. I said, well, quite frankly, you probably weren't going to get it anyway. So let's just, walk away as, unlikely friends.
So you just ended it, boom. That's also the question, that if you know somebody sucks and you're the interviewer and they're not getting the job, do you go ahead and just end it?
But Ryan, you had other you had other reasons. Like, you're not going to fit the location for this job. This job obviously isn't for you. You ended early. But if somebody lives in Tampa, is excited about the opportunity, and you just know that this
and
job
they didn't show up on the Zoom call with a sweaty mess.
I mean, what if I put on my ill-fitting suit, and I'm really excited to be talking to you, but after like the first minute and a half, there's no way I'm hiring this guy. Do you end those early?
Yeah, but you would have. Yeah, but Fester, though, you would have showed up and at least made an effort. This guy made no effort. I probably would have entertained you for at least 30 minutes, man, and then said, hey, do you have any questions for me? And probably would have ended. But yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, though. On paper, like, when I read this gentleman's interview, like, he was a rock star. I was like, I can't wait to talk to this guy. Like, he's going to be a great fit on our team, I feel.
So great on paper, and then in person, the guy was a disaster.
And you know what? The guy that I ended up hiring, was okay on paper, but blew the interview away, answered all my questions. It was a 45-minute time slot. I wanted to talk to this dude for like 2 hours. And he's actually gotten promoted twice now.
Oh, wow.
He's
Good stuff.
For like 8 months.
Ryan, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it.
Before you let me go, I gotta stick up for Roxanne. Yep. I used to work for that other company with that jingle. You got to get rid of it, man. It's so annoying.
With the Limu stuff?
Wait a minute. You used to work for Liberty Mutual Insurance?
I started my career there 15 years ago. You got to get rid of it, man. It's annoying. My kids do that jingle all the time, and I'm like, guys,
right? Right. My daughter this morning was around the house singing Roxanne Wilder. And
I'm going to be an earworm.
Yeah. No.
Ryan, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a great day.
See you, bud.
All right, just the remaining calls, Andrew, and I got to move on here. Let's grab Caroline in Tarpon Springs. Caroline, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hi.
Hey, I love you guys. Thanks for taking my call. So my husband actually took a 10-minute interview and got the job.
Just 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Was it a good interview, or?
It was, well, he came home crying, so I guess it wasn't a great interview.
Hold on.
Hold on. I feel like I got to extract teeth here to get the facts out of the story.
Let's make this a good call.
Okay. All right. So, Caroline, go ahead. So, we're asking about job interviews, and if interviews are ended quickly, does that really bode badly? Yes, I think typically it does. But your story is your husband had a quick interview, was crying, thought he blew it, and then he got the job.
Correct. Yeah. So it was for a high school, actually. He's a biology teacher.
Oh, wow.
And,
yeah.
he's a biologist, and he went to 7 interviews, never got any of them.
Oh, well, hold on a minute. He went to 7 interviews. There's a teacher shortage, and he didn't get 7 jobs?
Yeah, because he came from the field instead of being a teacher.
Oh, I got you. Gotcha.
So he was having a really hard time finding a job.
Is your husband sensitive? Does he cry a lot?
No, that's why it was a really bad day. We thought he blew this one. This was a really top-notch school in Palm Harbor. He was really bummed. And then they called him back 2 days later and said, how soon can you start?
Wow, and then is he still there?
He is still there.
How many years now?
I think we're going on 7.
Wow. All right. There you go. Hey, Caroline, thank you very much for calling in. All right, 2 more, and I got to move on. Jim's in Port Richey. Jim, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing? I went for a job interview, and everybody knew that if you got this white piece of paper when you left, that you were going to be getting a second interview and more than likely would get the job. So I went on this interview, and it's probably only about 10, 15 minutes, and the guy says, okay, well, we'll let you know. And as I'm walking out the door, I noticed that he's a Buffalo Sabres fan. So I'm talking to him about, hey, how'd you enjoy the game and blah, blah, blah. So he comes back and we're talking about the game and he says, hey, he said, take this with you. and he gave me the piece of paper.
Oh, man. So he was sending you on your way without the white piece of paper, which indicated a second interview. You were sent off without it. You introduced the Buffalo Sabres conversation, and then he gives you the white paper?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
man.
And then I ended up getting a job and worked there for 17 years.
Holy crap. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, last call on this. Jose in Tampa. Hey, Jose, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I had an interview with the Southwest, and
Hold on. You had an interview with Southwest?
yes, and my experience was that I was working with U.S. Airways for a long time.
Right.
So they asked me about my experience, and I say, yeah, I know how to turn the APU. So he said, wait, but you know how to do what? The APU? You turn on the APU? I'll be back. So he went.
Yeah, the APU, by the way, is the auxiliary power unit. So, you know when they turn the engines off and there's like that pause and then the lights come back on?
Yeah.
That's when they plug in the APU to power the plane from the ground instead of the engines. All right, go ahead.
Correct. So he says, I'll be right back. So he went and talked to someone, and when he came back, he says, we'll give you a call. I was done. I was out of there faster. I was in 737 going out of that office.
And then you were hired.
No, because they don't allow you to do that. I blew it because only a mechanic or the pilot's supposed to go into the cockpit and do those switches.
I got you.
So you broke like one of the cardinal rules of aviation.
Oh man,
exactly.
No job for you. Yeah, your phone's a little wonky, so I didn't understand it all. Hey, Jose, thanks for the call. Are you still in aviation, or you moved on?
No, I'm retired. My son now, he works as a mechanic.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, listen, interesting calls on the whole job interview process. And, if you are in an interview and it is cut obviously really short, does that mean you probably blew it and it's over, you're not going to get the job? I think in most cases, yes.
I haven't had a job interview in many, many years, but I am terrible on paper and terrible in person. It's like, this guy's really bad, but let's bring him in.
So why the hell are you employed? Is that what you're saying?
I have no idea.
Hey, Froggy.
Sir.
Follow up on those fishing frauds.
Yes. What did I tell you?
Oh, the weight, guys? We got weights in this fish.
This is big news. There is serious breaking news on the fish fraudsters.
We got weights and fish. There we go. Out of here.
Kill him. Exactly. Burn him at the stake. Fillet him. Put him in the fish fryer. This was a crazy story. A fishing tournament up in Ohio, like the Cleveland area, the whole thing exploded because the fishing tournament is you catch the fish, and if the fish meet the size criteria, then they're all weighed. And whoever has the most, listen, I'm not a fisherman, I don't do tournaments, but Froggy, it's in these tournaments, whoever has the most weight in fish win? Or it's the heaviest fish? What is it?
Yeah, it's usually, I don't know how really walleye works, but for bass, it's the top 5 fish.
Yeah.
And the heaviest, you weigh all 5 fish. And that's the weight.
It turns out that these two dudes, Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky, these guys in Ohio, I don't know if it's elsewhere, but they're well known on the fishing tournament circuit for years.
Yeah, so they got to travel with the tour.
Oh my God! So they're well known, and it was just observed. It was just found out that these guys were cheating by shoving lead weights. I mean, heavy lead weights down the mouths of the fish into their stomachs, and they were even cutting up smaller fish that should have been, I guess, tossed back.
Like the fillets.
And they were cutting up small fish and jamming those fish parts down the mouth of the bigger fish to make them even heavier. Anyway, these guys had their whole scam scheme blown wide open, and they were cutting open the fish, and they're pulling out these lead weights, and that's what you're hearing. You're hearing the angry mob.
We got weights and fish. There we go. Out of here.
Yeah, that's like the Frankenstein angry torch-carrying mob right there.
Seriously, the mob mentality. They turned on that guy.
Time to gut them like fish. Come on.
Slice them open. And the guy who yelled it, he knew he was going to incite a reaction from the crowd. We go wasting this.
Apparently, they've been cheating for years is the insinuation or the belief that these guys were ripping and defrauding tournaments and other fishermen for a long time. And the update here, ladies and gentlemen, the breaking fish fraud news is indicted on felony charges.
They don't mess around, buddy.
Oh, man, yeah. So the Ohio fishermen.
That's bad news.
Yeah. They've been indicted for attempted grand theft and possessing criminal tools, both felonies in the state of Ohio.
Someone told me they seized their boat.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Jeez. They've been charged also with misdemeanor counts of unlawfully owning wild animals. This story is nuts. The two were in a competition on Lake Erie. It was the Walleye Trail Tourney, and they allegedly hooked what appeared to be 2 7-pound walleyes, but everyone got suspicious because you look
like
at
13 pounds when you weigh them.
But you look at the size of the fish, and I guess a fisherman can tell what the range is. So there's a certain size fish, but these fish were weighing in much heavier than they should be with the form factor that the fish were.
What was their excuse? Oh, these are really muscular fish.
They're just
weighs
bad.
more than fat.
But they had put weights in the fish. They took the fish up to 7+ pounds, and when they took the weights out, the fish only weighed in the 4 to 5 pound range.
So they would have lost.
They were declared the winners, or had they been declared the winners, so they were just about to be declared the winners, they would have won $28,760 in prize money in this tournament. But people got suspicious, and then somebody gets the idea to cut open one of the fish, and there are the big lead weights. They were adding, listen, do the math here. They had 7-pound walleyes, and these fish were only really 4 to 5 pounds. So that means that they had 3 pounds of weight in the fish.
All right. It's easy to combat this. Do like bass tournaments do, and you have to keep your fish alive. And if your fish dies, you get penalized.
I was going to ask that question, Froggy. Are the fish usually dead at weigh-in?
I mean, it looked like those walleyes were dead when they were being weighed in, which I don't understand.
And nobody ever thought of just like, hey, let's just cut this fish open just to check.
Yeah, they're being investigated for cheating at other tournaments, but, the evidence is gone. They were caught red-handed in this deal here, and they're going to be in big trouble. I mean, felony counts. They could be doing prison time in Ohio.
We got weights and fish. There we go.
The Major League fishing tournaments, the bass tournaments they're doing now, each boat has a referee on it, and the referee weighs the fish, and then they immediately release it. So there's no...
So they go by data.
Yeah, there's no way you could cheat.
Did you see the carjacking story?
Did it involve a fish?
Nice one, Fez.
No.
I obviously didn't see the carjacking story.
It's local, right?
Yeah. This is also a crazy story. And it turns out that a Hillsborough County deputy was able to stop this vehicle. And if you haven't heard the story, if you're not aware of the story, if you haven't heard the audio, you got to hear the audio. Because even the kid, once the car is stopped by this Hillsborough County deputy, the kid that is in the vehicle says, "This guy carjacked my dad's car." So the guy, he said he robbed my dad's car. And then listen to the kid in this one.
Step out of the car. No, it's not my dad. Step out of the car, bro.
So the kid, can you imagine? Now the carjacker is going to be hit with kidnapping charges. I mean, this is a serious story here. So a Hillsborough County deputy rescues 2 kids that were in a carjacking. So now it's not only going to be a carjacking charge, the bad dude here is going to get whacked with kidnapping charges. And thanks to Hillsborough County Deputy Sheriff Jonathan Alvarez, he was flagged down earlier this week. It was on Monday. They just released the video yesterday from HCSO, and someone flagged him down Monday about 6:40 p.m., and this was around East 137th Avenue and North 15th in Tampa. And a guy said, hey, somebody just stole my truck and my 2 kids are inside. So the deputy, Alvarez, he then chased the guy. It was a 2011 white Chevy Silverado and didn't lose sight of the truck, performed the traffic stop, and he even got on the PA system. So the deputy was on the PA system. Stop the truck now! Stop the truck now!
This is horrific.
Guy pulls the car over. You just took a carjacking charge, which is bad enough.
That's pretty bad.
And you just enhanced it with 2 counts of kidnapping.
Now you go to jail for 25 years.
Oh, my God. This guy is done. This dude is screwed. The guy is a 37-year-old guy. Hey, we'll see you when you're 60, pal. 37-year-old Kevin Smith. Man, he's fallen, man. He's,
a couple of good movies.
He had a couple of movies, and then, man, this dude is really falling off, man.
So that kid sounds like he spoke pretty clearly. When I first saw the story, I thought they were like, in car seats. How old were the kids?
No, it appeared that, I don't know if it's in the story, but the kids appeared to be like, 6 and 7 years old or something? I don't know.
Okay.
Hold on, 4 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the kid's speaking pretty clearly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a good kid.
Yeah, the boy is like, that's not my dad.
Step out of the car.
That's not my dad.
Step out of the car, bro.
Hey, this guy's not my dad.
My dad's car.
Yeah, this guy robbed my dad's car. What were you saying, Froggy?
They're just casually saying he's not my dad. My kids would be screaming their heads off.
That's not my dad. That's not my dad.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not my dad.
Yeah, I like that. It's not my dad. Yeah. I don't know this guy that stole my dad's truck. Yeah.
I've said this before, but if you are in that situation and someone's trying to carjack you, your instinct is to stay with your children, but they tell you that you're better off letting them take your car with you. I kid you not. I could never do that.
Hold on. You're saying you're better off letting them take your car with your kids?
I could never do that. What parent could do that? But they tell you, like, statistically, you're better off because they're not going to hurt the children. They'll be more likely to hurt you.
Statistically, yeah, you got to let them go.
Yeah,
you got to catch them.
And you're hoping that the kids are just dropped off at the next traffic light, or they pull over, let the kids out.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to fight the carjacker and get shot right there.
But I'll tell you what, thank you, Deputy Alvarez, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Great job not losing sight of the pickup truck. And this guy was pulled over. And I'm telling you right now, hey, dude, Kevin Smith, you're screwed. You're going to go to state prison for a long, long time. What would a regular carjacking have been? What, 5 years, 7 years maybe? Then you add the kids to it. This guy's going to do 20 years, maybe more.
My friend got carjacked at a Best Buy.
What, really?
Yeah, like
who what?
My friend Matt, and his brother called all of us. They're like, Matt got taken in a car. Somebody, and the guy made him drive him around for like a couple hours.
Your buddy was actually forced to be like driving Miss Daisy?
Yeah.
Was he held at knife point or gun point?
I think it was a knife. I think there was a knife involved, and we were all driving around looking for him.
Was it like the Citrus Park Best Buy, or was it which one?
Yeah, it was right there. Yeah, it was a Best Buy.
The one near the mall?
Yeah, I think it was in Citrus Park.
So not the one at 275 in Dale Mabry.
This was like 15, 20 years ago.
So he's going out of it. Was he coming?
Getting back from Best Buy.
So he's walking out of Best Buy to his car.
And the guy knife pointed him and said, "Get in and drive me." And he's like, "All right." And he drove him around for like a couple hours.
For where? For why? What was the reason?
I think he dropped him off a couple places. And
did they ever wrap your car around a tree on his side and get out?
It was a crazy story.
Did they ever catch the guy that carjacked him?
I can't remember. It's a long
How
time
can you
ago.
not remember like the best part of the story? I want to know what the ending is.
I got to talk to Matt again. It was horrifically kind of funny at the moment.
Hey, Roxanne, you sent me a story last night.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, you sent me
Long night.
I don't remember.
You have a rough one. Doug is out of town doing some golf tournament thing again with Jeter. And did you get liquored up last night?
No, absolutely not. No, I've been very responsible.
The story you sent me has to do with drinking. And
did you hear the way she said responsible? I've been very responsible.
You sent me a story that drinking could be ruining your sex life. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I didn't say mine, but I said
I never said your sex life. I'm just saying that I'm reading the headline that
yeah, I thought that article was interesting.
Yeah, drinking could be ruining your sex life, and there is a woman that is an intimacy coach, and she says that alcohol has a big impact on intimacy, and when somebody is drinking a lot, it indicates that they really don't want to be intimate.
What?
Yeah,
It makes me want to be intimate.
I can totally see that.
So this coach, this expert on sex and relationships, spoke with 3 different people about the effects of alcohol on sex and talked to like experts. And apparently the claim here is that having a few drinks does loosen inhibitions, makes us more adventurous, but stick to only 1 to 2 drinks. Because if you drink more, then it has a detrimental effect. And if you have too much to drink, then that sort of is an indication that you don't want to be intimate, that it shuts things down.
I don't know if it's an indication you don't want to be, but it kind of shuts things down regardless. I mean, if you're blackout drunk, if you want to do it or not,
You got whiskey ween.
Yeah.
Whiskey ween?
Well, it's called something else.
What is that?
What?
No, but the takeaway from the story is 1 or 2 drinks, okay. But if you go beyond that sort of hinders intimacy and sexual activity.
If you go beyond that and you're in the courtship phase, it's always a good thing because it's like releases your lowers your inhibitions. But if you've been with someone forever, then yeah, that's I could see that's like a signal. Like, yeah, I'm going to pass out tonight. I'm not going to do that.
Little heads up on that. Hey, speaking of intimacy, this woman from Arkansas says she discovered that her boyfriend was cheating on her with 7 other women because she contracted this.
Oh. Monkeypox?
No. All right, let me ask the question again. Everyone's welcome to jump in with an answer. An Arkansas woman found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her with 7 other women when she contracted this. Fester?
I mean, I would think it has to be some kind of venereal disease.
No. That would be the obvious answer.
I mean, that's what I would think.
She got a case of the clap. She got some gonorrhea. She got some syphilis.
Rickets.
She got some chlamydia.
So
she got some AIDS.
Scurvy.
She got some herpalations.
Scurvy's not an STD. Just eat a lemon, okay?
Tennis elbow.
So hold on. So it's not.
I got bursitis.
If my
my
boyfriend
wang has bursitis. All right, go ahead.
If my boyfriend is running around with 7 other people, severe credit card debt? I don't know. You spent all the money on these other people?
That's the best you can do?
I don't know.
No, it's actually medical.
Mine's not that much better.
Roxanne, it's your turn.
Well,
Arkansas woman finds out her boyfriend was cheating with 7 other women because the girlfriend contracted this.
I was going to say a computer virus because he was like,
that's good.
You said
no.
Better than Fester's, but it's not that great.
Well, I don't know if it was necessarily better, but tell us the fantastic truth, MJ.
The top 1 answer is on the board.
I have a guess.
What?
Gout.
No. You can't get gout that way. It's a joint disorder.
UTI.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh,
what?
the
urinary tract
She got a
infection.
UTI,
yes.
I thought you were talking about University of Tampa internship program.
No.
Oh, because we just got contacted by UTI about new interns. Oh.
No. Is this a thing that
that doesn't sound right to me? I'm sorry.
Arkansas woman discovered that her boyfriend was messing around with 7 other women. She got a UTI. Tori McFarland, 19 years old, had been dating her boyfriend for a month, and suddenly she got a UTI. And then she was reading online and doing some research, and it claimed that UTIs that, they're not sexually transmitted typically, but it could stem from cheating partners. So she read commentary online that UTIs, not usually, sexually transmitted, but cheating partners can bring a UTI home. So then she noticed that there were texts on her boyfriend's phone from a lot of other women, and, she got a UTI.
All right.
I got a UTI, sweetheart. You want to meet up?
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
Just normal monogamous doing it can cause a UTI.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel sick.
I mean,
it's just some people are more prone to them. You just drink a lot of cranberry juice.
No, there are. There are
Yeah.
some people that just, get a UTI, urinary tract infection at like the drop of a hat. But this was the tip-off to her.
I don't know if tip-off is the right word to
I'm
be using right
sorry.
here. I mean, I'm trying to make fun of the
Tip in.
situation.
Maybe tip-off is not the right word. Hey, did you see Alex Jones? Did you see the story developing yesterday with the jury award out of Connecticut?
So I don't know anything about Alex Jones. I know he has like a website or something, and I know he said some things about the school shooting up in the Northeast.
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
I don't follow this guy or get into his stuff.
Yeah.
What happened?
Listen, I don't follow the guy either, but you can't ignore some of the crap that it gets into. This guy, Alex Jones, is a conspiracy theorist. He has a radio show. He does podcasting. He's got a video cast. And the guy makes money. His business model is just coming up with all this crappy conspiracy theory junk, attracting a bunch of nut jobs that believe just all kinds of just fake crap.
It's Pizzagate.
All kinds of
I broke into Bohemian Grove.
Does he sound like a piece of yard equipment?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Froggy's doing a very accurate.
Yes, this is exactly how I sound.
Really? I've never listened to the guy. I don't think I've ever heard him speak.
But the guy's business model is attracting kooks that believe in the chemical trails. Like when you look up in the sky and you see the airplane white streaks, there are people that think those are chemtrails, meaning that they're chemical trails and that the government is poisoning us or they're dropping chemicals for mind control or whatever. There are people that believe that. When you look up and you see the streaks of white lines behind airplanes, that's called condensation. It's called a contrail, a condensation.
Contrail.
It's not a chemtrail, it's a contrail. And it's just the moisture produced from a very hot jet engine operating at minus 55 degrees at 35,000 feet. That's a contrail, but there are people that think those are So this Alex Jones guy, he's into those kind of conspiracies. Froggy mentioned Pizzagate, 9/11. It was all an inside job, and there were
Totally inside job, I gotta tell you.
There were bombs set up by the Mossad previously. I mean, all kind. I mean, that's not true. You had terrorists that ran airplanes into buildings. And I got my problems with the Saudis and everything on that, but that's a whole different story. But Alex Jones, this dude was found liable in a court case yesterday in Waterbury, Connecticut. The jury awarded the plaintiffs $965 million, almost $1 billion. Now, why? What did he do? Well, one of his really egregious and heinous conspiracy theories was after Sandy Hook. Remember the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting? Yeah. And you had 20 kids that didn't make it, 6 adults. I mean, horrific. It was terrible. It was December of 2012 in Newtown, Connecticut, and Alex Jones, thoughtless and callous, not even thinking about the families, the parents that lost first-grade kids. He did show after show on the conspiracy theory surrounding that no one really got shot and that no kids died No teachers or administrators were shot and killed that day. He said it was all a fake operation, that there were crisis actors, and it was all a pretense for the U.S. federal government to take away people's guns. And that's his material. It's all conspiracy-laden stuff. And that's his business model. That's how he sells all these products on his website. And a lot of kooky stuff, all survival stuff. And the guy has made a fortune. Well, for years, he tormented the families of the Sandy Hook victims.
More than just having a false opinion, he tormented the family?
Well, what happened is that you got a lot of kooks that will listen to Alex Jones and believe what he says.
Right. Parents have been tortured by this guy.
That's what I'm saying. So there was a parent by the name of Robbie Parker, and this particular father, he got the biggest award yesterday. He was awarded like $120 million yesterday. And this guy was attacked verbally by people, even came to like a physical situation with somebody that accused him of being a fake and a phony. Other parents say that they received letters at their house threatening violence. One of the parents said that somebody actually urinated on his 7-year-old son's grave.
Yeah, great.
Awful, awful stuff. And the jury in Waterbury, Connecticut yesterday, among these 8 plaintiffs, 7 family members, and one was an FBI agent who was also named and called out, and that he was part of the scam. There was no scam. You had a real awful situation. And just tormenting these people. Can you imagine you lose a kid in a school shooting and you've got some guy on the radio telling you you're lying, that you're an actor and you didn't lose a kid? But this is over years. Years and years and years. And let me just end with this. And I got a couple of pieces of audio I want to play. One of the issues was this Robbie Scott guy. And the night of the shooting at Sandy Hook, he was on TV and there was a press conference and he was in shock at what happened. And he had like a smile or a smirk on his face. And he said it was because he was nervous. And he's never done this. And when he gets nervous, sometimes he'll smile. I think we know people that do that.
I understand that. I've been accused of that, yeah.
Alex Jones seized on that and said, look. And then he was showing the video. He was taking freeze frames of the video and showing his picture. Look, this guy's laughing. This is clearly a crisis actor. This is what they do. And this guy didn't lose any. And tormented these people for years. And there was a trial a couple of months ago in Texas, and you had one trial that produced a $49.3 million verdict. And then that was for one family, and that was in Texas because that's where Alex Jones's operation is based. And, of course, Newtown, Connecticut is in New England. And that case was in Connecticut yesterday, $965 million, and there's still another case. So this could be financially ruinous because I don't know how he's going to pay. At this point, it's over $1 billion in the 2 cases, and there's still a third case to come. But even though there's a judgment here, I don't know how these people are going to get that kind of money.
Yeah, it'll be impossible.
So you just break him for the rest of his life. Well, he's never going to pay, but you're going to own him.
Yeah, well, that's the story. Now, it is alleged by, I guess, some financial auditor. There was some testimony that his company has brought in like over $270 million. So think about it. All the conspiracy crap that he's peddled for years, he's brought in allegedly over $270 million. Now, obviously, he doesn't have all that money now, but even then, whatever he has wouldn't come close to satisfying at this point over $1 billion in verdicts. But I want you to listen to this. So as the jury verdict was being read in court in Waterbury, Connecticut yesterday afternoon, this Alex Jones guy was on his video streaming program playing the video from the courtroom and then mocking them.
He's insane.
Mocking the verdict as it's being read. Listen.
57 million, 20 million, 50 million, 80 million, 100 million, blah, blah. You get $1 million. You get 100 million. You get a 50 million.
Oh, my God.
That was him live yesterday.
That's it.
You know what he was doing there?
57 million, 20 million, 50 million, 80 million, 100 million, blah, blah. You get $1 million. You get 100 million. You get a 50 million.
You know what he's trying to sound like there?
Oprah?
Yeah.
You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! Everybody gets a car!
That is unbelievable.
He is completely unhinged.
I mean, I just don't know who in their right mind would listen to a word that guy says, who would spend any money, who would support the cruelty that he inflicted on these people, intentional infliction of emotional distress. I mean, what kind of a human would berate families that lost little first-grade kids?
And how is he still acting like this?
I don't know.
When his life is done.
Because he's thrown his hands up in the air because he knows he's screwed. He's like, you know what? And then he's trying to fundraise now. Now he's trying to get his kooky followers to help bail him out financially. Listen to this.
From Remington. Ain't going to be happening. Ain't no money.
Our verdict as to damages in this case, we award damages to
So he's listening to the verdict and he's commenting. Listen.
plaintiff and against Alex Jones and three.
I killed the kids, folks. I think.
Number one,
I said I killed the kids, folks.
compensatory damages. Instructions. Fill in both numbers for each plaintiff, then go.
Now remember, I'm in bankruptcy. We got 2 years of appeals. The money you donate does not go to these people.
So he's trying to get people to donate money now to cover his legal issues.
Please donate.
Please donate money right now. It goes to fight this fraud, and it goes to stabilize the company. They want.
So he's saying that it's a fraud. He was the fraud for saying that the people were frauds when they really lost their kids in that Sandy Hook shooting.
Well, now he's saying, but the verdict is a fraud? This guy's a nut.
Shut down. That's why the ambulance chasers did this. Why they use these families. So
now he's saying the ambulance chasers are using these families.
Infowars.com. We're fighting Goliath. We'll win because of you. Save Infowars.com. Infowarsstore.com. Double Patriot points. 10% off of 1776 right now at Infowars Store. But you see, you want somebody to fight for you? I'm doing it, and you see what they do. So you want to fight? That's fine. It's your decision.
He's in the courtroom?
But that's where we are. That's the whacked out system of the left.
No, he walked out.
Okay.
He left town. He left Connecticut and flew back to.
And he's doing his
He
show.
threw his hands up in the air and said, "I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with these idiots." He berated the judge.
He would put up pictures of the judge on his website with her like with demon eyes
Yeah.
and fire coming out of her, her on fire.
Put a picture of the judge presiding over the case in Connecticut with like red lasers coming out of her eyes.
So I don't care about the money in any of this because this money's not going to affect him because he's always going to have some revenue stream. Does he go to jail? I mean, if you really want to teach somebody a lesson, you want to teach an entitled person a lesson, you put him in jail.
It's a civil case, not a criminal case. Now, if he doesn't satisfy some of these judgments, if he has the means, then I guess he could be arrested for that. Or for
No way. No, I'm going to fight the system.
It's a terrible, terrible human being. And I just thought that I'd, spend a little time talking about this. And if you know anybody that follows Alex Jones and believes his conspiracy garbage, good luck with that.
Donate some Ricolas, please. My voice is killing me.
A lozenge.
What an absolute mess. All right, when we get back, we got a lot to deal with. Hey, I got a warning on a popular diet. Oh, did you see what Elon Musk is selling now?
Please tell me.
Oh, my God. You're not going to believe what Elon Musk is now selling. This is insane. All right, then there's new stuff on Gisele Bündchen and Tom Brady, and see if this is something telling. So we'll get into that coming up in just a bit. We got a loaded chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105. Hey, I want to talk about your next Mercedes. What the hell has Madonna done to her face? And we've mentioned this several times, but the latest photos are like, whoa. I mean, not even remotely recognizable. She's starting to look like some kind of an anime figure of sorts. And she looks like she's a cartoon.
Some people think she looks like Marilyn Manson.
You know what? That is not a bad description. So now plastic surgery experts are kind of weighing in on what the hell did she do to her face? She's 64 years old. There are some recent photos in just the last week or so where she is unrecognizable.
Yeah, I'd have no idea that was Madonna.
No clue. Fester's looking at images now, and there's even a video.
You can still see her same nose that she's had all these years.
I can't see any nose.
Well,
I'm looking at that. I'm like, there is no way that's like a virgin material girl. There's no way.
Her eyes have gotten much squintier, and then her face, the upper half has a lot. It looks like it has a lot of collagen and puffiness to it, and then the lower half is thinned out, which looks kind of alienish.
Here, listen to this. Renowned plastic surgeon Dr. Ramtin Kassir told Page 6, she does look like Halloween came a little early. That's a doctor. Doctor saying that.
Brutal.
She has a really exaggerated V shape now. You know, that is
what I just said.
That is a good description. Yes. People are looking at her images and saying, what? That's not Madonna. Dr. Ehsan Ali, the CEO of the Beverly Hills Concierge Doctor and Urgent Care, also said, when I first saw the post, like many others, I too was very surprised by how Madonna looked. And then listed off 9 procedures that this doctor believed that she has had done.
Do you have all 9?
I do.
Oh.
Believes that she has had a facelift for sure. You can see her skin is pulled back and tightened. Yeah, tightened like a trampoline that'll send you to flipping Mars.
That's a strong trampoline.
That is a strong trampoline.
Elon Musk is going to do event.
Yeah, we'll get to Elon Musk in a minute. Yeah. But there's a whole list here. So pulled back and tightened. There's no loose skin. There's no wrinkles at all. The facelift also alters the shape of your eyes. Her eyes also seem to be pulled back. Also, they're saying Botox. They're saying all kinds of fillers and collagen. Her cheekbones are completely different. There is a minimal movement, no expression lines, that she's had tons of Botox. There's no crow's feet. It's all gone. So, I mean, the list goes on and on here. So they've identified all of these procedures that she's had done, and she just doesn't even look like the same human being.
Imagine going through life and you see yourself everywhere, like Madonna sees herself in all of her videos and media. And so you associate yourself with your whatever age, 30-year-old self. And so she's competing with 30-year-old Madonna, and the plastic surgery technology is not caught up enough to make her look like 30-year-old Madonna. So now it's making her look like, no wrinkles, but a little bit out of the ordinary.
If you're 64 years old, I think that you might have a little screw loose if you're trying to compete with your 30-year-old self.
Yes.
If you're 64.
Why wouldn't she have a screw loose?
You kind of have to just deal with it that you're not 30-year-old Madonna anymore.
She looks like the aliens from that horrible movie AI, that Steven Spielberg movie.
I still love her.
You know what? You're right. It's alien-like what she's done to herself.
She's got big alien eyes and a round alien head.
Oh my God, I'm waiting for her to give me a butt implant or something.
Oh, now we're talking.
She's gonna abduct me into her spaceship in the woods somewhere.
That was a chapter in the sex book, I think.
My God. Hey, Elon.
Yes. Hello, I'm here.
Yes.
Hello, Elon's always here.
Yeah, Elon Musk join us live in studio.
Yes.
Elon, it's
hello.
Great for you to drop by. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me today.
Very short notice.
Yes, I'm here. I'm always here.
You are selling a perfume called Burnt Hair?
That's right. Have you ever smelled the delicious scent of it burnt hair?
Come on. I mean, really?
Yes.
So was this hair burnt, Elon, with that flamethrower that you sold some time ago?
Well, how else are we going to product test? I brought in my interns and I flamed their hairs to find the best scent.
If a guy is slow on the Tesla assembly line,
we flame him.
You flame him.
You burn his hair.
Come here, Robert. I flame you now. Not quite what I'm looking for. Denise, come here. I need to flame your hair. Denise.
Bottle that.
Bottle that right now, your hair.
Bottle Denise's hair.
You got to be kidding me. So now he's launching his own perfume.
That's
and
funny.
It's called Burnt Hair. How is that remotely appealing?
Is it really going to smell like burnt hair? Because that's one of the worst smells.
It is.
I burnt my hair in the studio yesterday and it evacuated all you
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, exactly. I should have bottled that scent.
With a name like mine, getting into the fragrance business was inevitable.
Because my name is Musk.
Why did it even take so long? Yeah, so...
Do you want to know how many I've already sold?
How many?
1 million.
Whoa.
He sold $1 million worth. Not 1 million bottles, but he sold $1 million worth of burnt hair so far.
This story about me says 1 million bottles.
This says $1
million.
At
$100 a bottle.
Yeah, the fragrance is $100 a bottle.
Is
for
that's
Elon Musk's burnt hair.
Have you seen the bottle?
Yeah, I have a picture of the bottle right in front of me.
What do you think of the design?
It's like a red teardrop with like a jewel on top.
Yes, I designed that myself. I was inspired by the rocket.
Come on. So this is his boring company. That's the company that's like doing the underground boring to put tunnels under like what? Like was it Los Angeles and
Vegas?
I think is Vegas another one where he wants to do an underground tunnel. And so now he's selling perfume called Burnt Hair, $100 a bottle. It's set to ship in early 2023. And
I know what you're asking. Is it for men or is it for women?
Which one is it, Elon?
Both.
Oh.
It's omnigender. Did you know this?
Is that true?
Is it unisex?
Do you know what
I'm reading my own post on Instagram right now.
Is omnigender the same thing as unisex?
I have no idea.
Do you know what the advertising line is? You know what the tagline is for this stuff? Burnt hair, quote, the essence of repugnant desire. What the hell?
He is putting out something. Is he trying to prove he can sell anything?
I don't know. He ought to just sell like dog poop in a bag.
Yeah, doo-doo bags.
Yes, it's Elon Musk.
I have doo-doo bags for sale.
How much are your doo-doo bags?
Only $1,000. It depends on how big you want.
What if I want like just
Rottweiler doo-doo?
Rottweiler doo-doo.
Or do you want Chihuahua doo-doos?
So there's a price difference, right?
Yes.
So there's
please.
no place you can go to smell this. You can't go to like the Clinique counter and get like that little card and smell it, right?
Do the Chihuahua doo-doos come in like the little Ziploc snack bags?
Yes, a little mini
versus
bags.
The Rottweiler one comes in the gallon freezer bag?
Yes, you know what they say. Yellow and blue makes brown.
Oh,
just a little joke.
Ziploc joke.
Just a little joke.
Oh my God. What the
Here's
heck?
a question. Is it really going to smell like burnt hair or is it going to
That's
smell
what I'm saying.
nice?
You can't go
I
to
don't know what it smells. I can't go to the website and smell it. We're not quite there yet with technology. Although I think they're working on that.
I say we're not far away from it
I
either.
think they're working on that. But come on. So he tweeted yesterday that he'd already sold 10,000 bottles at $100 a bottle.
Holy cow. That's amazing.
Do you think we can go to phones right now? Do you think anyone is listening that already purchased or signed up to get the first delivery in early 2023? You think we have any listeners right now that actually, if he sold 10,000 bottles?
Yeah, but say if over the country 10,000, we might have a couple.
I wonder if there's anyone listening right now
worldwide
that purchased Elon Musk's perfume?
I take it back.
What?
It's 10,000 worldwide that I don't know that we have.
Yeah, I mean, why would it be limited only to the country?
Well, right. I thought the country, but Andrew said worldwide.
Listen, we'll probably get 0 calls. There's probably nobody listening that purchased Elon Musk's $100 bottle of burnt hair perfume. But if there's any chance that somebody is listening that shelled out $100 for this perfume from his boring company, love to hear from you. Fire up the burnt phone lines. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I can't believe that there's anyone listening that purchased a bottle of Elon Musk burnt hair perfume. 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047.
Is $100 a good price for men's fragrances? I don't know.
Well, first of all, is it a men's
It's omnigender.
Okay, they're calling it a perfume.
I'm only saying men's because it's coming from Elon, who identifies as a male.
I do have breasts.
I mean, it's not unusual to have unisex perfume, or as he calls it, omnigender.
Okay,
that's
so
a thing.
Is $100 a reasonable expense? I don't buy perfume.
That's not bad, actually.
I don't buy cologne. Michelle buys like Chanel No. 5. That's Michelle's favorite. Hold on, let me call Michelle. She knows the prices of crap. All right, phones are ringing.
That's one thing I spend a lot of money on.
I like Issey-Miyake.
You like Okonomiyaki?
No.
I like Okonomiyaki. I love it. Whenever I'm in Japan,
Who is this stupid?
If ever I'm in Hiroshima, there's tons of great Okonomiyaki places.
Such an idiot.
You calling me an idiot, Elon?
I mean,
blah blah.
All right, so I'm looking online.
Yeah, she's
Chanel
not picking
No.
up.
5
Yeah.
for the largest bottle, 3.5 ounces, 3.4 ounces. It's like $150.
Yeah, and I think that's what Michelle buys.
How about number 4? How
Or
much
she
is that?
buys the refill, but it lasts for a long, long time. You know?
Well, she doesn't load it up.
But I don't buy perfumes or colognes. I just don't like them.
Yeah, that's the one thing I spend I don't use a lot of it, but I'll buy a $300 perfume.
Whoa! What perfume do you buy for $300?
But it lasts for a really long time.
What brand?
Tom Ford.
Does Jeter have a perfume?
Yeah, he does.
It smells like number 2.
No,
Wow, that was awesome.
That was great.
Number 2
Good
by
one.
Derek. Yeah, give it the guy all that.
His is called Driven.
Are you serious?
Driven,
Jeter has a cologne?
Oh,
Of course
gosh,
he
yeah.
does.
Oh
Yes,
my
for
God!
sure.
Does Doug wear it?
Yeah.
Aw, so cute.
I
wish Big Lou had a perfume I could wear.
I think Fester should put out a perfume.
Ugh.
Smells like smells like ass.
I'll make an ass perfume.
Oh my God! Hey Andrew, I saw the phones ring. What were they calling for?
Nobody was there.
Oh, they're just calling in to see if anyone else is calling in.
Yeah, Andrew's not joking. During the commercial break, I picked up some phones and I was like, MJ Morning Show, and she's like, "Oh, wrong number." I was like, "Well, no, you got the right number."
What were you trying to call?
I was like, "What were you trying to call?" She's
Yeah.
Somebody else, thanks. And she hung up, and I'm like, "Whoa, what do you mean
Correct.
wrong number?"
All right. I'm not buying a $100 bottle of Elon Musk perfume. Let's just put it that way. Roxanne, have you ever heard of the F Factor diet?
No, that is news to me.
I guess there's a book as well. The F Factor diet: Discover the Secret to Permanent Weight Loss, from Tanya Zuckerbrot.
Her last name has bratwurst in it?
Oh, what a horrible name.
B-R-O-T. So it's not it's not B-R-A-T. It's B-R-O-T.
I was getting excited.
Well, if anyone listening is on the popular F Factor diet, I guess there's a lawsuit that's out here, and a group of women.
Okay, don't tell us what it's about yet. Is F Factor diet replacing food with sex?
No.
How would you live?
Are you trying to use the F as in really?
Oh, honey,
Not entirely.
my
but
nutrients are way down. I'm dehydrated. Let's do it again.
No, the F means fiber.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not it's not a curse word.
Dude, you want to watch it with fiber. I mean,
well,
you need it, but you don't want to go crazy.
Well, here's the deal. So you got a group of women around the country. They're saying that this F-factor fad diet made them very, very sick.
Ew.
And they had all kinds of intestinal bleeding.
Ooh,
and some had to have emergency surgery. So you got a new lawsuit. The plaintiffs, 8 women from multiple states, claim that they suffered serious health complications after going on Tanya Zuckerbrot's high-fiber diet, which launched with a book back in 2006. And you've had celebrities that have jumped on this diet craze.
Wow.
The weight loss instructions claim that there's, quote, no upper limit on the fiber intake, and even pushes that you take supplements containing heavy metals.
What?
Man, I love a good dose of arsenic.
Some Pantera.
I don't know about you.
I like some apples and zinc.
Hold on, what is it, Pantera?
Yeah,
Did
put
they-
in some heavy metal.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
thought maybe they had a song named Arsenic. But, wow.
So, I will tell you, the quickest I've ever lost weight, and I lost 25 pounds when I had double bleeding ulcers.
Oh,
So maybe
geez.
she's on to something.
It's the Froggy ulcer diet.
You take 5 Excedrin every day for 20 years, double bleeding ulcers, you'll lose all the weight you need.
I'm looking at her F Factor recipe page.
Yeah.
Everything looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like real food.
Well, heads up, folks. I'm just telling you that a lawsuit's been filed. 8 women, part of this lawsuit, they're claiming that the F factor, they're all effed up factor is what they're claiming happened to their stomach, their intestines, or whatever. Ulcers, bleeding, this, that. So just heads up.
If you want to lose weight, just don't eat sugar of any kind.
Listen,
Yeah.
sugar, carbs. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can lose weight, but
or
then
only eat sugar.
But is life worth living without sugar? No.
Unless you're a diabetic.
I don't think so. Hey, all right, come on, Froggy.
What? It's true. If you're a diabetic, you better not if you want to live.
Well, speaking of diabetes,
Yes.
have you seen what the latest Hollywood fad diet is? They're getting injected with a diabetic drug because the diabetic drug, apparently, one of the side effects is weight loss.
All right, you got to really want to lose weight. Wait, can you get diabetes from the shot?
No, it's not like diabetes isn't like transferable through needles, Froggy.
So
You think
the
you know.
latest celebrity craze is using a drug called Wegovy, Wegovy, and it's an injection that they use for chronic weight management in adults with obesity and type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And apparently more and more people are trying to get their doctors to give them injections of Wegovy, if that's how you pronounce it.
I'll take some Wagyu. Is that a beef?
Wagyu is a...
No, Wagyu.
Is a type of beef, yeah. But, listen, should you be taking a drug meant for something else
No.
to just lose weight?
Of course not. Fester, maybe. I mean, you're getting to the age where you need to lose a couple.
I hope that me talking about this doesn't cause a whole bunch of listeners to ask their doctor, hey, can I get a shot of Wegovy?
Okay, hold on.
Am I even pronouncing it right?
Are there negative side effects to it? I mean, just
Hey, Fester,
because it happens to help diabetes
Go to
also?
YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Right.
And, a lot of the pharmaceutical commercials are on YouTube. So go to YouTube and type in Wegovy, Wegovy commercial. I don't know if I've ever, Wegovy. Yeah, see it? Govy. All right. Is there a commercial for this stuff? Yeah, right there. Wegovy commercial. All right. Bring that up.
Fester, it's
and-
like the joke you say, a tapeworm. It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I mean,
what is that right there?
Right, the first one?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, click.
It's like an information sheet.
All right, so it doesn't give you a video?
It's not a vid.
All right, all right, heads up. All right, now on to Gisele Bündchen. Are people reading too much into this? Is that a commercial there? Oh, what's that? I bring this up.
You know me. I am your mother, your sister, your wife, your friend. I am one of 650 million people. Throughout my life, I've lost weight, but have regained it time and time again. I've spent most of my life on countless diets. I eat my fruit, vegetables, and have made healthy choices.
All right, so this is a commercial.
I've overcome judgmental stares and comments.
Is this Wegovy?
I don't know.
But they don't know that each day I have to ignore my own biology, which controls my hunger.
I don't think it is.
All right.
Maybe
I've had my ups, my downs.
How long is this thing?
My good days.
6-minute commercial.
I know it's not. Go to the end. Go to the end.
Egomaniac.
Just a.
You're not alone. Speak to your healthcare provider about your weight.
It's just a PSA about fat people.
What are you playing?
No, that's not for the drug.
Yeah, I've got
All
two
right.
texters. I'm telling them to call, but I have two texters who take it.
That take it? All right.
Take the Wagyu?
I don't know if there's a commercial for it, but I know that I've seen some of those pharmaceutical commercials, and you know how it is. Like every time you turn on the television, it seems like there's some new drug with some kind of name that someone made up out of nowhere. You know, D.A.R.E. I mean, who came? What is? I saw some D.A.R.E.
So there's a lot of testimonial videos.
Flak-Whack-Mo. It's the new drug from SmithKline. Flak-Whack-Mo.
That works, dude.
Would you like to take some Flak-Whack-Mo?
Yes.
Hit me up.
No, but seriously, I know that there are some commercials where I've heard that, and a side effect could be weight loss with an average of 12 pounds lost. There's some commercial that has that.
Sign me up.
Yeah. What?
So someone took Wegovy, one of the texters, and said that if you're prone to depression, which this person is, it makes your depression worse. So they were weepy and cry.
Yes.
You know,
oh my
I
God,
know.
that's terrible.
Sad.
You know what else makes your depression worse? Being fat. So,
I
mean, come on. Everything. Oh, my depression's worse. Everything's going to get you depressed.
You don't seem very depressed.
Not all.
You're a jovial.
You don't see him at night when he cries.
With my ice cream.
All right. So Wegovy. Whatever. All right. Now to Gisele Bündchen. And should we read into this? Should we read into the fact that an author and a former Hindu monk by the name of Jay Shetty.
That's not a monk name.
That's like a
shitty name for a monk.
How you feeling today, Jay?
Pretty shitty.
I mean, you're shitty every day, right? That's your name.
Come on, a monk's name.
Jay shit. All right.
So
he wants to call his mom Ma Shetty.
So
yeah.
So this.
Oh, I know who this guy is. He's like a British life coach or something.
Yeah, Jay Shetty.
Yeah, I've seen this guy before online.
It's Shetty. Yes, Pat, I'd like to buy an eye.
Please. Jay.
So Jay Shetty posted a quote on his social media on Tuesday, and it read, "You can't be in a committed relationship with someone who is inconsistent with you." Guess who liked that quote?
Well,
Machete?
Gisele Bündchen.
Oh, I thought it was Machete.
No. Nope.
I thought Froggy was right.
Nope. So he puts this quote out on social media, and here comes Gisele Bündchen, and she liked that quote and even put praying hands emojis in her response.
Aww.
Seemingly, agreeing with what this guru dude or whatever this life coach is saying, that you can't be in a committed relationship with someone who is inconsistent with you, and she likes it and then does praying hand emojis. So is that insight into what's going on with Gisele Bündchen and number 12, Tom Brady?
Huh.
And then Jay Shetty tweeted back eggplant and a peach.
That's pretty consistent. Because you know what that means every time.
So what do you think? Do you think this is insight that Gisele Bündchen is telling us that she can't be in a committed relationship because Tom Brady is just not consistent?
Yeah, it probably is a message because that's what you do. You know everybody's going to dissect what you like or what your response is when you're famous.
But I got to be honest, the whole Gisele Tom thing, that kind of came out of nowhere. Am I surprised by Celebrity Rocky Road issues? Am I surprised by a lot of celebrity divorces? I'm not. But the whole Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen thing, that took me off guard, or took me by surprise, I should say.
Listen, you're just hearing about it now. I mean, they've probably been working on this for a while now. We've had reports that they've had problems for the last couple of years, just going back and forth. And now she's like that. You cannot be in a committed relationship with someone who is inconsistent with you.
But interestingly, football-wise, Tom has been very consistent over his career. But maybe in his personal life, maybe he needs to wear more of that black anti-reflection stuff under his eyes.
He needs to practice more.
In the bedroom.
Read the playbook more.
Yeah,
The Patriots had a very consistent very committed relationship with him for many years. Until it was over.
There you have it. So is Gisele giving us insight? I mean, seemingly, I would have to say yes, right? Andrew, you had some calls on this. What's the name of this crap?
Wegovy?
Wegovy. You had a list of things on that stuff, or?
I did have a list of side effects on my screen, but you moved on.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what? I'll move on then. All right. When we get back, the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. Did you see what's happening? It's not only here in Florida, but it's locally, and it's starting to happen around the country as well. There is this weird phenomenon, and it's happening with schools across the country, and it's happening right here locally, and we got to figure out what the heck is going on. Is it like one person? Is it a group of people? Who's doing all this? Is it copycat? All right, so what's going on with local schools? Hang on, we'll give you that story in just a second, and just a lot of loose end items when we get back. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next here on Q105. Stand by.
Hello, Mr. George. I'm here listening to the radio. Yeah, MJ Show, Q105. Yeah, he's good. You like it?
Mr. George, we ought to get that guy back on. Do you realize we were the first radio morning show in the country to get the Mr. George guy? Hey, Mr. George, how much you pay for the new guy? It's no good. No good. $20, no good. We were the first in the country to have him on. Do you know how many radio stations have subsequently had, after we did it, and people heard about it? Do you know how it's been dozens of radio shows that the Mr. George guy.
He's becoming like a pop culture little mini celebrity. Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, those audio bites are used all over the place. All right, the problem with schools in the Tampa Bay area, around the state of Florida, and for whatever reason nationwide, I don't know if it's one person, if it's some kind of a group of like Discord wackos, but the swatting cases against schools are going through the roof. Did you see how many local schools have been hit with the swatting calls? That's where someone calls the police and says, we got an emergency. You know, it could be at someone's house. In this case, they're swatting schools, and they're saying, we've got gunshots, or we've got an invader in the school, and that elicits a huge response. And we have a bunch of schools that have gotten these fake, phony hoax calls, primarily about an active shooter on campus. And at this point, the calls have been affecting schools in Pinellas County. So you've got Pinellas Park High School. They got a swatting call. You had Pinellas Park High School. Right. You had St. Petersburg Catholic High School. You had Riverview High School in Sarasota. You had a school in Orlando. You had some schools in South Florida. And then also it's happened around the country in other places outside of Florida. So what is this sudden rash of these swatting calls? And that could be so dangerous. You call up, and a lot of celebrities were hit with these swatting calls.
Justin Bieber.
I think Ashton Kutcher. Mm-hmm. I mean, there have been a bunch of them. I think, Paris Hilton?
Yep.
There have been a bunch of celebrities that the cops, fly to their house. They're surrounding the place. They're ordering you out at gunpoint because people will make these maniacal phone calls saying, I just shot and killed my husband, or I just killed my wife. And I mean, just terrible stuff. And, of course, it's all phony. They give the address, and the cops swarm. And they call it swatting because a lot of times they're talking about like a hostage situation, a barricade situation. So the SWAT teams will show up. So that's where it gets the term swatting. And it's now happening at schools across the country and right here in the Tampa Bay area. And whoever does this, I'll tell you what, you ought to be swatted into a jail cell for a very, very long time.
I mean, obviously this is a copycat case thing. I mean, it happened somewhere else in the country, and kids are hearing about it, or people are hearing about it.
Or maybe it's the same group that's doing it. And a lot of times there have been people that will do a swatting thing and then video the response and kind of follow the news coverage of it. So I think it's an attention-getting thing, but it's a pretty sick thing to do. All right, so Froggy.
Yes, sir.
I got to get my wife on the phone. I try to call the home phone, but we're traveling later today, so.
Another travel day, huh?
Well, I think that's why she was up early and she didn't answer the home phone next to her bedside. Let me call Michelle's cell number. We watched through episode 3 of Dahmer last night. Hey, Michelle.
Yes.
We watched through episode 3 of Dahmer on Netflix last night.
Yes.
Were you terrified last night?
Yes.
What was the most terrifying thing from episode 3 of Dahmer?
Oh, well, it runs in from episode 2 because we watched 1.5 episodes, so I can't really delineate which
Yeah,
was.
we watched the second half of episode 2, and then we finished episode 3 in its entirety. I'll tell you what creeped me.
There were 2 creepy things.
All right, what?
The mannequin scene.
There we go.
And then him bashing the dude in the head.
All right. So she
Mannequin
says
scene is so hot.
that is crazy. So that's what I want to hone in on. So Dahmer is now the number 2 watch Netflix series ever. So, hey, Ted, if you're going to send me a text later on and say, hey, MJ, talking about Dahmer, it's not really a Q105 fun button story.
I agree, Ted. Totally not.
Totally not.
Well.
It's the number 2 watch Netflix. It's like close to like 1 billion hours, I think, of watched content. So that was odd. Jeffrey, and do we even know if that happened?
Okay.
See, I need, you know what I need?
Actually, yes. I read up a little bit. He did provide a series of interviews. So whatever is in there, I mean, not all of it, obviously, but there are a lot of things that are very true in there. They did juxtapose some of the characters and some of what occurred, but a lot of it is true.
Yeah, the timeline isn't 100% right, but after you watch Dahmer, Netflix is going to suggest, if they haven't already, the Dahmer tapes.
Yeah,
which was
that's good.
30 hours of tapes recorded by his lawyer,
right?
His defense lawyer, who was like a rookie in the Milwaukee County DA's office.
Public defender's office.
So
that's more horrific than the show.
The DA would be prosecuting.
Okay, whatever. In the tapes, I watched the first episode of that last night because I finished Dahmer. Jeez. He says, I was into a mannequin. Grandma found it. He only had it for
what?
He talks about how he stayed in the store.
So that's real.
Okay, I don't want to give out too much. I think I've already given out too much information.
That's crazy because I was wondering that I needed to do some research and some follow up to find out. And we're only through episode 3. So what is it? Is it 10 episodes? It's 10.
Yeah.
All right, so we're about to start 4 at some point. And in last night's episode that we watched, episode 3, he goes to like a men's clothing store. And he buys a shirt, but then he likes the mannequin. As he's checking out, he's looking at some store employee putting a shirt on a mannequin, and it's got this like muscular torso and legs, and
it was pretty ripped.
It was like a ripped mannequin, and Jeffrey Dahmer was obviously attracted to the mannequin. So in the show, he goes back down the aisle after he pays for his $13 shirt. And Michelle wanted to know, no tax? It was just $13. All right. So the guy, he hangs out in the store, goes into one of the dressing rooms, sits up on the bench and curls up and waits for the store to close. And then he proceeds to take apart the mannequin and steal it.
Wait, was this pre-1987? 1987? Was it before 1987?
I think it was.
Oh, but then my theory is shot. I was going to say that he saw the movie Mannequin and he wanted to bring it to life.
So the Mannequin, the movie
Nothing's going to stop us now, and we can live. What did you say, Michelle?
He did want to bring it to life.
Yeah. He did.
I mean, he was into it.
So he loved this mannequin. He steals the male mannequin that is Froggy. You're right. That thing was ripped.
I mean,
that might have been the best physical specimen of a men's store mannequin I've ever seen.
If you're gonna make out with a mannequin, that was the one.
But that was the deal. So he takes the mannequin home. He steals it, takes the arms and legs off, which he did that also. So he takes the mannequin apart, takes it home, and then he's all cuddling and caressing the mannequin in his bed. Yeah. He's like rubbing the mannequin crotch and everything. And
so real people he wants to dismember, but fake mannequins he wants to put them back
he
together.
he dismembered it and then put it back together.
So when you finish this series, you'll listen to the Dahmer tapes.
Yeah.
And it'll draw back to so many things that were accurate. He just wanted to lay with people. And
oh, God.
Michelle.
He was a cuddler.
How about we go back to my place and have a couple beers and lift some weights, and then I'll drive you to the concert.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
But they,
let's not give too much away, but that was one
Nobody
of the...
wears shirts in the show. Where are the shirts?
And that was the episode
And that's why Froggy watches it.
Basically.
And that was the episode last night with the American Top 40, the bad Casey Kasem impersonation.
Oh, did you see that? What'd you think?
Yeah.
Was that him?
That was not Casey Kasem.
Fester, you were wrong.
No, that was not Casey Kasem. That was a Casey Kasem impersonation.
That could have been your gig,
They
bro.
should have called me.
Yeah.
I wish I had the clip so I could hear your version of it.
And coming in at number 5 this week, it's... Just give me a song. What song did they play? Our Love Is... what song is that?
I don't remember.
But you're already better than him.
Yeah. So, all right, Michelle, you ready for episode 4 of Dahmer?
Well, we're taking a break since we're not going to be here, so that's a good thing.
Watch a comedy in between.
Michelle, I'll bring my tablet. We can watch it in the hotel room tonight.
No.
We don't have to watch it on the big screen.
Yeah. Well, also, we just need to take a break.
What?
I can't sleep.
She can't, that's right. Michelle can't sleep. So
I can't sleep.
Michelle is scared to death of Dahmer. She can't sleep, but she can't wait for the next episode.
Right.
Do you think Dahmer's hot?
Oh, God.
Are you asking my wife if she's attracted?
He's not terrible looking in the show.
Michelle has a proven track record of liking shorter men. And
Yeah,
Dahmer's
he's
like
shredded.
He's 6 foot.
Yeah, Dahmer's taller than me. All right, Michelle, I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
All right, goodbye.
All right, bye, sweetie. Yeah, she's like, grabbing my arm. I'm like, I'm bruised from where she's gripping me.
But it's
hot.
slow. It's not action-packed.
It's a slow burn of a show.
I think it's great. I think it's well done. It's spooky. It's creepy. Listen, it's the number 2 most watched Netflix series now ever, and the momentum and the buzz is still growing. Stranger Things season 4 is the most watched Netflix as far as it's like 1.5 billion hours of whatever it was. I mean, just enormous views. And listen, everyone I know is talking about Dahmer. So, all right. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here today?
No, have a nice trip.
Yeah, I was gone for just a day or so. Just a school thing for my son Julian up in Connecticut is where we're headed. Hey, before we get out of here, I want to talk about my friends at Fields BMW. Now,